up, though, Pride Nation? Welcome back to another Field Review podcast show. I'm your host, Luke G. We are here to talk everything and all things Detroit Lions. I had to come in with the Digital Underground because, I don't know if y'all know who Digital Underground is, but I grew up on them and they was lit to death. And Shock G passed away. So I wanted to kind of show him some love and, put that out there. But yeah, we're going to talk some football. Now, I do have a subscriber joining me. I don't know where he at. I don't know when he going to come. But I hope he get here soon so we can get this thing packing and cracking and all this other good stuff. What's going on, good people? I am in a absolute good mood. Yes, it's one of them things where it just feels good. It just feels good, man. With today. And so I got a lot to cover. I got a lot to cover today, y'all. This is finna get good. Listen, first of all, there go my person. There go my guest, Smitty.
What up, though? Can you
What's
hear me?
going on? Yes, sir. We got our subscriber in the building, Mr. Smitty in the building. Smitty, I'm just getting warmed up. I'm feeling good today. How you feeling today, bro?
I'm feeling all right. I'm feeling good.
Okay. Let me do something. Hold on. Let me do something. Let me take this off for a second. And then we're gonna get these names going. All right. Did Smitty put the Blue Devil up there? Okay, I see you. All right. Listen, people. Let me do my roll call because we finna have all kind of fun. We finna have some fun. I'm finna piss off a few people. It's okay. I still love you. Don't take it personal. We got John Kapler in the building, BD Buster in the building, CJ, Jack Bang in the building, Looney Tunes, Blue Jay Sarge, One Pride 40, Joey 2 times. We got Lee Bednar in the building. We got Tim Hutchinson in the building. Come on down here. We got Keydrick in the building. I think I said we got Midwest Lion, Izzy77, One Funky Lion fan, Steven, Westbrook, Don 19, Motor City Thanos, Sky Guy, CJ. Let's see, keep coming on down. Sean Jennings, Detroit Fan Man. Let me see, Marcel Edwards, Brandon Anderson. Did I miss anybody? If I did, I'm sorry. Oh, we got Chris Watts, Tim White, Chris Cashball. I think I hit everybody. If you can, please hit. I repeat, please hit that like and subscribe button because I'm finna piss off some people. What's on today's show's docket? Let me get right into it. First things first, ladies and gentlemen, we have to talk about the draft. I understand that this is an exhausting and a very extenuating, strenuous situation, but we got to talk about Carlos. I don't even know pronounce his damn name. Whatever, Moraes from Free Pre, and his odd logical thinking self. We got to talk about why Dan Orlowski is the MVLA. Now, y'all may be saying, what the hell is the MVLA? That's most valuable Lions analyst. Yes, we got to talk about why he is that. We also got to talk about the two people, or the two positions, I should say, that the Lions do not need to draft at all in this draft. We got to talk about the 3 draft proposals that have been presented by Good Morning Football, and we got to talk about how to enjoy this draft. Mr. Smitty. Good, sir. I hope you've been having a good day. You've been having a good one.
I mean, I was until I heard he who shall not be mentioned.
Listen, man. Listen, we finna have a good one. Let me go ahead and get this thing popping. Carlos. Yeah, you know that guy who writes for the paper who took over for Drew Sharp after Drew Sharp passed away? Shout out to Drew Sharp. RIP to him. Remember that guy, Carlos Moraes? Oh, that's his name? Okay. Yeah. All right. He says, according to him, that the Lions should not draft an offensive lineman at 7 because when you're drafting that high, that is reserved for special people. Now, I can understand his logic if he didn't follow it up with this next line, which was, and I quote, with talent like Micah Parsons on the board, you want to get the special. What? That's your special? You want to get the receiver. Oh, He talks about how offensive linemen are not special. They're not the elite of the elite. They don't move a needle in no form or fashion. Now, this is where it gets intriguing because as he writes this BS, somebody else decided that to call an audible and say this is bullshit. Now, before I get into that person, I'm gonna give you a minute, give you a moment, Smitty, to kind of just look at it. Let me ask you a question, Smitty. Okay, feel free to do this the best way you can. Can you tell me why I know why he's doing this. I know why he would think that this is a smart thing to do, why he would think that this would be dope, and this makes sense, and this, it's just ridiculous. But tell me this. What are your thoughts after hearing what this man just said? Keep it clean. Now we gonna stick to topics. We're not gonna do no addressing nobody in no chats. We gonna stick to the topic. What are you thinking? Clearly, we don't need no offensive linemen at 7 because it's for the special, like Michael Parsons.
Yeah, so was Kevin White, and look what happened. Kevin White, West Virginia receiver, drafted by the Bears, 7th overall, was supposed to be this great offensive weapon before the Bears, but guess what happened? Injuries, unable to hold on to the ball, and he seemed more like a liability to the team than a solution.
All right.
I've never seen a whiff that hard since Ebron. That's oof.
It's funny because I'm sitting here and I'm trying to think of a way to not be an a-hole about this. And it's really hard because the truth is he's ridiculous. It's not even a matter of him thinking that the linebacker is the special player. It's the idea that you write these articles that are designed to upset people. They're designed to get people riled up, and it worked because I'm talking about it. But I'm only talking about it because it goes into the context of what I'm getting ready to pass off into to show you why people like him is stupid. He has literally been brought in and paid to write crap. And this is not me like dumping on him. This is literally what his job description is. He's supposed to be the shock jock of the paper, right? Just say whatever he can to get people pissed off. And the problem that I have with this logic of not taking them brought me to some points that I did not want to what's the word I want to use? What's the word? I didn't want to even have to discuss, because to me, there comes a point where we just have to keep things 100, right? We got to keep it 100. So it got me to thinking because according to him, not me, but according to him, the best of the best, those guys are the ones that we should be taking high because they make big differences. Now, when he does this, I think he realized it afterwards, but he started a shitstorm. Okay? He started a shitstorm. So let me go ahead and bring this up so we can see this. I don't want nobody to judge me, but it's amazing to me how dumb these people are. All right.
You have no idea.
Here we go. Smitty, feel free to jump in when you're ready.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he brings that up, and then this article gets written. Now, if y'all not sure what this article is, this is somebody who decided to just look at the Lions draft history in the top 10. It's quite a trip, he says. When are you going to read the articles? 2020, Jeff Okudah. 2019, TJ Hopkinson. 2014, Eric Ebron. 2013, Ziggy Ansah. You know what I find funny too? Is if you look at 2013, we picked 5th. Right? And then 2014, we picked 10th. But that's neither nor there. 2010, and Ndamukong Suh. We all know what that is. But look at this. 29. We went from 1 to number 2. Okay. Stay with me. 2007, Calvin Johnson. 2006, Ernie Sims. Okay. 2005, Mike Williams. 2004, Roy Williams. I can't make this stuff up, y'all. I'm just saying. I wish I could make this stuff up. Let's keep going. 2003, Charles Rogers, R.I.P.
R.I.P.
2002, Joey Harrington. 1999, Chris Claiborne, who I think balled out better on the Rams than he did for us, but that's neither nor there. 1997, Brian Westbrook. 91, Herman Moore. 90, Andre Ware. You know what's funny about Andre Ware, Smitty?
What?
The Lions went to the playoffs and had a deep run in the playoff in 91. And they drafted this guy who was a Heisman Trophy winner. A Heisman Trophy winner. And look at what it says. Andre Ware won the Heisman while at Houston, then landed with the up-and-coming Lions in the 1990s. Ware never took over in Detroit, starting 6 games across 4 seasons before he was out of the league. Took the Heisman guy, bro. And we still talking about this quarterback stuff. But stay with me. Okay? 89, Barry Sanders. 88, Benny Blaze. 87, Reggie Rogers. 85, Lomas Brown. Fun fact here, Smitty. Did you know that Lomas Brown from 1985 was the last Detroit Lion offensive lineman selected in the top 10? Did you know that? 1985.
And I also believe he won a Super Bowl with the Buccaneers, if I'm correct.
I'm just asking the questions. It ain't none of my business, you know. Just put it out there. Now, to my people in the chat, I want y'all to stay with me because there's a logic that needs to be addressed here. And I think that too often, if you're paying attention to these picks in the top 10, we are in 1985, and that's the first time we got an offensive lineman. But let's stay with it. 1980, Billy Sims. Did you cut your Yeah, you got to cut your video off. I got the feedback coming back.
Sorry about that.
All right. 1979. So between 79 and 85, we took another offensive lineman at 10. 1976, DB. 1974, linebacker. 1967, running back. I'm just trying to figure this out. Like, look at these names. I'm not even going to keep up with this. 2 offensive linemen in the top 10. What do you think so far, Smitty?
Someone on our set, Shefty.
What do you think?
Ugh.
Let me ask you this, Smitty, because I'm gonna need you to bring it up. Delusional Lion fan Luke at 2K. Am I? Yo, are y'all serious? I'm at 2,000? Bro, I didn't even know. I didn't know. So thank you. I didn't know, bro. I'm just talking sports. I did not know. Dolo Dolomite says, Luke, stop trying to get us on the old lineman train. I'm not even trying to get us on the old lineman train. So I'm just telling you. But thank you. I didn't know I had 2,000 subs, so I appreciate that. Now, the reason I'm doing that is because this article was trying to respond to Carlos, but somebody else. That bad man over there named Dan Orlovsky. I don't give a shit. He read out the back of the end zone. Sometimes he just speak the truth. Let's hear what he got to say about the Lions and their draft.
Someone on our set, Shefty, Mel Kiper, Todd, someone tell me the organization in the NFL in its history that has built itself a consistent winner on skill position players in the draft early.
Now, I'm going to stop it right there for 2 reasons. He said, someone tell me any organization in the NFL who has built their team in the draft based on skilled players. And if you looked at this draft that I showed you just on top 10 picks, you will see that we took a lot of skilled players. And I mean a lot. Now, I'm going to give my homeboy a little slack because I think he's a little misleading right here. Let me go ahead and get down here where he at. My man right here, Jeremy. He says, since 2010, the amount of Lions day 1 and day 2 picks spent on each position, O-line 8, wide receiver 3. Now, I'm not sure what his response was for this because I went through and I looked at it. And I said, well, if you want to break it down to just O-line and you want to break it down to just 3, that's cool. But if you pay attention to what Dan Orlowski said, he said that built their team around taking picks early. And since he insisted on doing the 8 O-linemen, because that means that he would have to then count the day 2 picks, meaning that you got to count those 3rd round picks in total to get to those numbers. The 3 receivers are Brian Bowles, Kenny Galladay, and Titus Young, right? So he's right with the 3 receivers. Here's where he's wrong at. Because when I went through and I did my research, because this is what I do, I discovered that from 2010, and this is with me taking linebackers out, who I personally consider skill players. He says that only 8. Here's the numbers. Based on what Dan Orlowski said, who built their team around skill players, the Lions have taken 18 skill players. If you include linebackers, it's 22. 22 skill players. All right. Out of that, from that time period, they've only taken 12 trench guys. I'm going to break it down to you so you can understand what this is. Okay, Smitty? 12 trench guys have been drafted in that same span. Five of the 18 skilled players taken were 2 tight ends, right? And 3 receivers, right? 5 of the other skilled players taken were running back. 8 of the skilled players taken were defensive backs, meaning safeties, cornerbacks, or whatever, right? Now, it's going to get real intriguing right here. If you include the linebackers, that's 4. You know how many offensive linemen they took for real? If you really go through and you count it, for real?
I'm guessing 3.
4. Well, but this is us just going by what
the NFL.
This is us just going by what Dan Orlowski is saying. So let's let him finish talking.
That has built itself a consistent winner on skill position players in the draft early. It's never been done. It doesn't happen in football. Okay, I've lived it with Detroit. I know the fans of Detroit have lived it. I've been on the team when it's like, let's take another receiver early when we don't have the pieces in place to allow those receivers to play. The Detroit Lions have to be disciplined. Brad Holmes, Dan Campbell, don't do what your predecessors have made the mistake of doing. And that's taking these skill guys and going, we need a guy for our quarterback to throw to. No, you don't right now. You're not a good football team. Build from the line of scrimmage. If Penei Sewell falls to you, you should be sitting there going, my goodness, we got a tackle that's going to play for 10 years. Vera Tucker might be really good as a guard. I know you've got some pieces, but you as an organization, I've watched you make mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake taking pass catchers. Do not get caught up in the shiny, sexy object. Do this the right way for the first time in Detroit in 30 years. Take a big.
Yeah, we finna have some fun with this. Jesus, we finna have some fun with this. Let me tell y'all something. Not only is he right, first of all, even though he's been a part of that organization, I did not buy it. I was like, you know what, maybe Dan's tripping. But then I went through the draft and I looked at most of their top picks, and you can see them here now as I'm going through them. None of them are in the top 10. Frank Ragnow took in 20th. Don't count him. Jonah Jackson took it in the 3rd round. Don't count him. Terrell Crosby took it in the 5th round. I'm not counting them. You're talking about being able to do something that you have never done before, and that is make a logical, sound decision. That's all we're talking about right here. Smitty, stop me when you see it, okay? Stop me when you see it. Show me the guy we took high. We got Taylor Decker at 16. Okay? Joe Dow in the 5th. Graham Glasgow in the 3rd. We've had mediocre. I ain't even gonna say mediocre. Mediocre. This is what I want to say. Mediocre, because it's a little bit of mediocre with a little bit of bonkers to do this offensive line play. Now, Lankman Tomlinson took in 28th, right? And so my question to you is, Smitty, is this. What do you think about Dan Orlovsky's words? Is he right? Is Dan Orlovsky right that the Lions need to stop doing the same old in their history and change it up? Because the history tells us that they're making a mistake. It tells us that. Do you agree with Dan Orlovsky?
I'll answer this simply. If you want to change a culture, you're going to have to do some things. You're going to have to make some decisions that are like what you wouldn't be able to do, what you wouldn't do. And for that, I agree with Orlovsky.
I look at it like this. That the reality is that not only what Dan Orlovsky said is true, he can back it up with proof. I'm just scrolling through our drafts. We have consistently, and it's not even just 2010, we have consistently taken skill positions. Look at this. Garsters Charterloos, 17th.
Could you define skill positions for the new people around?
Wide receivers, running backs, quarterbacks, running backs, defensive backs. I say linebackers are skilled players. Some people argue they not. I don't see how. Basically, everything outside of offensive line and defensive line are skill positions. But the Lions have not done that. And then what I noticed was I went and I looked at the teams who won the Super Bowl. And when I went and looked at the teams who won the Super Bowl, the first thing I noticed was that those teams who won the Super Bowl, how they draft in the first round. Now, some teams just got a rich history, so they don't waste a lot of money or assets on things. But when I look at ours, as many times we have picked in the first rounds, look at this draft right here. You went Calvin Johnson, then you forced and squeezed out of Drew Stanton in the second, Akalama Francis in the second. What the hell was this?
What is that?
Gerald Alexander in the second. This is in 2007. And then what they always have done, take a lineman later. We can't keep doing this. And all I think that Dan Orlovsky is saying is, as a person who has been through it, who has seen the ups, the downs, the good, the bad, and the ugly, why can't y'all just do the opposite of what y'all been doing? Randall Flag 606 says, please let me on the show so I can destroy your argument. Okay. Hit me up on Twitter right now, and I'll get you on.
You don't have a Twitter.
I don't know. If he got a Twitter, hit me up on Twitter. I'll let you on. You want to destroy my argument? I'm all for a good conversation. But I'm just showing you the truth right here. We're already in 2007, and we ain't took no offensive lineman. But we had all. Look at this. Even after we took a Calvin Johnson, you take Garcia Charterloos, right? And then you jump right back to linebacker. You take a running back. You added two receivers. You added a receiver right here. No, I mean, not two receivers, but you added a receiver right here, another linebacker. I mean, I'm just saying, we're not doing anything. And this is my problem. If you just look at it, where are these high end? This whole draft is out of the league. 2005 draft out of the league. 2006 draft out of the league. I'm surprised Drew Stanton's still in the league. I don't know where the hell he at, but he's still in there. 2008 draft out of the league. So, Randall, if you want to come on and blow up my argument, you know how to hit me up. Twitter, Instagram. Send me a DM. I'll get you on. But Dan Orlovsky's not wrong here. He's not. You look at this. Matter of fact, look at this. We got to go all the way down to 1985, bro. Not as many times as we picked up in the top 10. We got to go down to 1985 before we find our first lineman took it in there. And it's somebody that people hated but now love, Lomas Brown. 1985. This is not normal. You want to hear the other part about this that's scary? Lomas Brown, Kevin Glover, right? Go and look at our 91 team. They were pivotal in the success of that 91 team. We took Benny Blaze, 3rd overall. Good move. But if that's still not enough, proof, Smitty, I like using resources. This is literally the offensive rankings from the 2020 teams. He makes it real simple. Overall grade, pass rush ranking, rush ranking. Let's find Detroit. 11th overall, 11th in pass rush, 13th in rushing. And they did that with a right side that was hot garbage. Hot garbage. Imagine what our rushing ranking can be and how we can rush if we just improve this side of the ball.
And to be fair, during the season, I thought they were a lot worse.
I'm just saying.
But I'm saying, 11, 13 is.
You know what's even more interesting? I'm finna show y'all something. This is the best part of it. Let me get on down here. Look who's behind us. You wonder why they blowing up their offensive line? Why they dump people? They thinking everybody, they dumped them for cap reasons. They went out and spent all that money all over again on better prospects. Because they couldn't run the ball. And when it came to the pass, and the quarterback was getting hit too much. Look at this. This ain't me playing around. Look at this. But you want to know something? Who won a Super Bowl? Tell me, Smitty, who won a Super Bowl?
The Bucks.
Passing 2nd, rushing 4th. Oh, is that a left tackle that they drafted and made a right tackle? Oh.
Yes, sir. I believe it. I believe it is.
Okay.
At a rookie, no doubt.
And the mix said Stafford had a top 15 run game. No, you're not reading that right. Listen, this right here shows their ranking based on it. You can't say Stafford had a top anything rushing game because his ass was hurt and they didn't start running the ball until late. So what they did was they followed a certain matrix. They took Pro Bowls, first team All Pros, all this, and they took that and they took a number of sacks and rushes and they came up with this matrix to show it. So that's what you're seeing.
Wait. Let me see, Cole. Let me see. Wasn't Quentin Nelson picked in like the top 7?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh.
This team didn't do too bad neither. I just find it intriguing to me that when you look at what this man has said and what he's bringing to the table and open it up, what he is saying is he is basically saying that, listen, we have to do things different. We cannot keep going through the same history. And when he said in terms of history, he's 100% right about that history because you can see it here. Look, we don't get offensive linemen until the 3rd and 4th round in this draft, right? Where's the offensive lineman? It's always a skilled person. Every time we're in the top 10, it's a damn skilled person. And we have yet to win with that system, with that formula.
Now people are wanting us to spend the 7th pick on a QB and a wide receiver.
And you also got to look at it like this too, Smitty. Look at it like this, Smitty. If you go through and you just look at these drafts, and I know y'all can sit there and blame Bob Quinn, but we got Frank Ragnow 20. Frank Ragnow, there were teams who were pissed because they thought they were going to get him. They thought he was going to slide. And I get it. And the first thing we did when we got Frank Ragnow is what? Put him at right guard and left guard. He didn't even play center his first year. He was a guard. And I prayed and argued, like, can we put this man at his natural position? Although he can play the guard position, he'll be 100 times better if you do this. But look at this. We've done this before. Tons of skill positions. If you just go through and count the number of skill positions from the first 3 rounds, 1, 2, 3. Come on down. 4, 5, 6. Come on down. 7, 8. Keep coming. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Look at this bullshit. Where's the lineman? Where's the lineman? We are not succeeding because we have failed to just do one simple thing, which is build an offensive line. That's all we need. Why we can't have this? Why we can't have this?
I mean, we could have had this, but hey, we chasing trends instead of chasing rings. So,
bruh, look at this draft history. I'm not even making this up. Look at this draft history. If we did this based on just who's still in the draft, who's still in the league, Tease Tabor out of the league, Michael Roberts out of the league, Brad Kaya, who I think should have still been in the league. The Lions messed up on that one, but that's another story. Antoine Williams out of the league. A long snap. Motherfucker. Okay. Alex Carter out of the league. Gabe Wright out of the league. Corey Robertson out of the league. Travis Swanson out of the league. Larry Webster out of the league. Now keep going down. Look at these drafts. Davin Taylor, Corey Fuller, Michael Williams. We've left talent out there. One Pride 40 says, look at the passing. The Bucs had the best passing game in the league, and they ranked 28th in rushing. But yeah, establishing the run. Because they ran the ball when it matters. Those teams can have sucky rushing attacks, and I realized this early on when I was like, how does the Giants keep beating New England? They would literally sit up there and have rushing attacks that came on in December, January, and that's how they won. All through the year, they was just meh. And they had a D-line that would touch you every chance you get. But when I'm sitting up here looking at drafts where majority of the draft is out of the league, this is unacceptable. 2011 draft completely out of the league. Completely.
I don't even know the 5th round pick in 2011.
The only one surviving from 2010 is Ndamukong Suh, bro. I can't make this stuff up. Look at these names. Look at this draft. And then I want you to ask yourself one simple question. Where's the top linemen we're taking? Where are they? Where are these guys at? This right here is the evidence that got Dan Orlovsky talking. It's evident to him. It's evident to him. Stafford is the only one in the league from this draft. Now, this draft, Louis Delmas, pretty decent. DeAndre Levy, yep. But you go out, you take a receiver, Derek Williams. Nope. Sammy Lee Hill. Nope.
Okay, that name sounds like he could make some good country lemonade. I'm going to be honest.
It do. I'll give you that. Aaron Brown. No. Landon Mother. Man, look at this bullshit. Dog, this is the reality. Smitty. Talk to me, man. Why, as a Lions fan, you're looking at the evidence of each draft. We're already at 2008. 2008. They're averaging 1 to 2 hits out of 7, 8 picks. This is not good. This is not good. What do you think about this, man? What are your feelings on this in terms of what they've done? Because for me, the evidence of what is being said by Dan Orlovsky, what he's saying is true. We've done this. Look how many receivers we have. We've taken so many receivers, and we've won nothing. We got a guy with the Hall of Fame, and we're 0-16 with him on our roster. I'm trying to figure this out. What do you think, Smitty?
I think I'm going to need a drink after this.
I just look at it like this. Like, to me, it's evidence. It's evidence that we have been failing in that one department. Now I'm finna show y'all something. Give me a second. I'm finna hide it because I want to show y'all something. Because I don't want y'all to say I'm not being fair. All right? I don't want y'all to say I'm not being fair. I'm finna hide it for a second because what I want y'all to understand is how teams do things different. Okay? And I want y'all to see the level of these teams. Because a lot of y'all fall in love with bullshit. And I hate to say it that way. A lot of y'all fall in love with, oh, we did this, and oh, we could have did that. But the reality is this. The only thing they're asking for us to do, that Dan Orlowski is asking us to do, is dare to be different. Dare to be something that we have never been before. Challenge yourself to not only be different, but to just 100% make sense of what you are. And I think when you find yourself in that position, it would make sense. So the first thing I did was, let me take this off so y'all can see it. I went to the Dallas Cowboys draft history. This is my first time looking at it with y'all, right? And so we can look at the number of skill spots they can take because they have already built their offensive line. But I want y'all to pay attention to what's going on here. In 2019, they didn't even have a first-round pick, and they take Connor McGovern, right? And you think, oh, okay, so they take an alignment. Let's go back. They take Connor Williams in the second. You got to keep in mind, they're not picking high, and they're still taking a bunch of linemen. You come down here, they take Taco Charlton, trying to build up their defense. This is a guy that a lot of Lions fans wanted, Smitty. Tried to warn them against it, but they didn't want to hear me. Right? We keep coming down. They took Ezekiel Elliott because their quarterback got hurt, and they ended up with the 4th overall pick. They said, okay. They took a chance on Jalen Smith after that gruesome injury and let him get healthy to come back, similar to what the Titans did. Now, y'all looking at this. Chaz Green in the 3rd round. Took another tackle here, 2015. They've always taken offensive linemen. At 16, they take Zach Martin, something that many people said they reached on. And then they turn around before that. At 31, take Travis Frederick. Notice how they're building their line pick by pick. Keep coming with me. They started out with Morris Claiborne. They said, okay, we got to do some things different. It ain't going to work, right? Because they thought they had 2 good linemen, but it didn't work. At 9, they take Tyron Smith at tackle. Take a guard, Bill Nagy. These are all people who played for them. Prior to that, Sam Young, a guy who we had on the Lions at one point, right? They just always take linemen. Robert Brewster in the 3rd. They ain't got no 1st and 2nd. They still take linemen.
Let's not forget that the Great Wall of Dallas.
Oh, wait. We ain't even got that far. Wait till we get to it, though. I'm still waiting on Randall to send me the DM. Let me go and check my stuff. Let me go and check it because I don't want him to say I missed it. I'm still waiting on my DM so he can bust my butt and blow up my argument. I still don't have a DM yet. Let me see if he put a message out there somewhere. Oh, he did send me a message. Hold on. He says, ready when you are. Let me get to his page. Hold on. All right, I need you to follow me, Randall. I need you to follow me so you can do this. He just made this just for me. So, Randall, you got to follow me back so I can send you a DM. And I'll send you a message. I'll send you the thing for you to jump in. Now, FYI, I tell people all the time, before y'all even attempt to come on here and talk crazy, don't do that. I don't do that. There's a person that runs this show, and he is notorious to have strong hands. Luke, Randall is in Discord. Oh, is he? Bet. Even easier. Let me find him. He gonna discredit me. Smitty, where he at?
Oh,
he sure did join the Discord. Man, I fuck with Randall. I like people like Randall. He said, I want that smoke. Let me see. I just sent him a message. Let's see. Randall, I just sent you a message in Discord, and I followed you on Twitter, so I can get you on. I'm not trying to block you or anything. Let's have a conversation. Smitty, so far, have you noticed that in 2007, again, 2 tackles, Doug Free played well for them. Now, some people are going to say, but look when they're taking them. They're not picking high. When they're in the top 10, they're taking the best players available, and they're trying to do certain things. But a lot of the time, they already have their lines built. And with their line already being built, they still did it. Let me see. Hold on. Randall, please respond. Come on, Randall. Come on. I need you to go ahead and make me look bad. Where you at? I got to find Randall, y'all. I'm trying to get Randall on the show because he wants to argue and tell me why he can destroy my argument for what we taking. And I'm open to it. I hope somebody can get me to think differently. But I just know that our history said we've done the same thing over and over, and nothing has changed. All right. Now, give me a second. Let me go get Randall. All right, people. Because the one thing y'all going to learn is I'm not shying away from nothing. Let me go ahead. Let me see. I'm going to put this one up here for right now. Let me see. Hold on. Where is that? Jesus, one of these damn things. All right, there we go. Boom. Let me go get Randall. Okay. I don't want nobody to do this. I've asked him, is he ready? I just need him to respond on one of these. Discord. And we gonna get it popping. All right. Also, the draft watch party. We will be doing it on Real Detroit Lions Fans channel on Thursday. When the hell's the draft? This Thursday, right? Thursday. So we'll be doing it on that channel on Thursday. And what we will do is we'll do it there, and then the next couple of days we'll have it somewhere else. All right, so let me find you, Randall. All right, and let me put Randall because I don't want Randall to say. All right, now Smitty can contest that I sent Randall the link to get in here on Discord, and if he jumps in, we're gonna have us some fun. All right, now Smitty. This whole thing is not going to be about the tackle, but I want to give Randall a chance to get in here and talk to me. Okay. Randall, please, I sent you the invite. It's in Discord. You got to check your DMs. He created a Twitter to bring this smoke, so I'm with it. Hopefully he come to have a good, intelligent conversation. But let me go back to you, Smitty.
You're pretty much reaching on that one.
What you mean?
Intelligent conversation. No.
Well, we don't know that to be true. Yeah, I mean, let's be. How can we say that until we have the conversation? But let's be honest about this. Let's talk about. I want to talk about the 2 draft positions. Give me 2 draft positions the Lions should 100% not even touch at all this year. It's 2 spots. Now, I got my 2 spot made up because they make the most sense, and I don't think we got to touch them at all this year. I don't even want to see them players. But give me 2 spots that they don't got to touch at all.
This is a little hard for me.
2? You just need 2. That's all. I mean, just 2. If it's 2 positions that you can say, because for me, it's simple. Running back and damn D tackle. There is no reason to take a running back or D tackle in this draft at all. At all. Because for me, if you're taking a running back, what's the point of you getting Jamal Williams? And if the argument is, well, I want to move on from Kerryon, why? What would be the logic? like I would love to understand this, but what's the point? To me, the 2 positions under no circumstances that you take are running back and D-line. There's no reason for the Lions to take them. If you look at the Lions' current roster, as it sits with their D-line, they have D-line with depth behind it. And people are going to argue, no, they don't, but they do. We haven't even seen what Jason has done from Ohio State, Cornell. We know what Austin Bryant's going to get an opportunity to play. Julian Okoro going to get an opportunity to play. You got Penny Sewell. You still got Nick Williams, and you still got what's called undrafted free agents. You don't have to touch at all a running back or a deep tackle at all. At all. There's just no reason for it.
And to add on to your point, why on earth would we draft a running back when the right side of our line is complete shit?
Well, I saw this article, and it was talking about a list of running backs that the Lions should look at in the draft. And I'm like, what? What? What do you mean a list of? You got a list of them? Who? Why? For what? If you're telling me you're taking another running back, then you better be building up this offensive line. But if you're telling me that this is all because you just want, no, bro, we don't need no. We don't need no running backs. We don't need no D linemen. That's not this draft. Maybe next year. Maybe the draft after. But this year, it is what it is. In the mix says, Luke, you can never have enough D tackles. Learn that, Luke. Listen. I've seen Penny Sewell play enough to know that he okay. Him, Brockers. I know that we can move Julian Okoro around and put Romeo Okoro around and move Trey Flowers inside and out. We have options, people. It's not like this ain't the Matt Patricia team no more. We don't need no D linemen. And keep in mind what my words were. My words were that two positions we don't need to draft. That's my words. Smitty, I don't know where Randall at. I've sent him the invite. I don't know. I'm going to go and check one more time to see what's happening. Hold on. Let me go and look. I'm going to look. I'm not seeing where he at. I have literally tagged him and said, are you ready? I don't know where he at. Maybe he wanted to try to see if he can hack something. I don't know. What the hell? I don't know. But I have sent him an invite for him to be able to come in and talk this sports with me. So, Randall, where are you, bro? I really want to hear you destroy this argument. Even though I believe evidence points to the opposition. He's saying O-line in Discord. What am I missing? Is he in the draft talk one? Let me see.
If he's saying avoid O-line and the position is to avoid O-line, then he a bigger fool than I thought.
In the Discord?
If he's saying O-line is the position to avoid, then I'm not even gonna. Yeah, I'm not seeing what you want, man.
Yeah, I'm not seeing where he's at. If y'all in the chat, y'all. Oh, there you go. Yes, my man Randall. Don't you ever let me down. We gonna do this respectfully, Randall.
I'm gonna mute myself.
Can you hear me?
Randall, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. You got a little background noise, but you hear. Let me first just thank you because you came on to have this good conversation, and you said let you in so you can discredit my argument. Which is what argument you want to discredit to be exact?
Just give me a second here. I gotta get rid of this background here. Hold on. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. Again, people, this is the Field Review Podcast show. I don't shy away from a good conversation, and Randall showed up like a boss, so I got respect for Randall. Me and Randall just became best friends. He don't even know it yet. He don't even know it. Okay? So, off rip, make sure you hit that like and thumbs up, man. We need all this love in that I can possibly get. I moved up to 2,000 subscribers. I'm trying to get to 3,000 before the season start, and I can't do it without you guys. So, get her done. Now, Luke G. Field Review, he might have said something to get your attention, Luke. Then once you were serious about bringing him on, he ran. No, he here now.
I don't know from anybody.
He said he glad you ain't ran. So you know.
Can you hear me now, by the way?
No, you sound worse now than you was before. You should have just went back to the other way. It sounded like you in a bathroom or something. Like you trying to like.
Really? Hold on. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. All right. So what is it that you take exception with?
Well, basically, the whole idea that Dan Orlovsky and Carlos are both idiots. That's my argument. You can't. Carlos wants to eliminate the tackle position because we quote don't need it. And Orlovsky is demanding to take a tackle because we need it. You're not supposed to do. That's not how you do a draft. You draft best player available. The only circumstance when you draft an OT is if he's the best player available. If he is, draft him. If he's not, if it's
all right, look, hold on, real quick, Randall. It sounds like you walking away from your mic, so you gotta, So you gotta make sure you get that mic close to your mouth so we can hear you real nice and clear.
Can you hear me good now?
Perfect. Perfect.
Okay, sorry about that. What part did you not hear? I'm sorry. Do you want me to start all over?
Just start over. I want everybody to hear you. I did hear something about best player available, but I want everybody to hear you so that they can be clear.
Gotcha. So basically, both Carlos and Orlovsky are both idiots. They're both wrong. In the sense that
this is gonna get better than I thought. Go ahead.
Carlos is an idiot because he wants to eliminate the tackle position to take in the first round because he doesn't think we need it. Orlovsky is an idiot for eliminating all the other positions just because he thinks we need it. You do not draft for need. You draft the best player available, especially when you're like the Detroit Lions. Right now, we are in a position where we completely lack in talent. Every good GM is going to take the best player available in that situation because when you draft talent, it doesn't matter where the cornerstone is that you start with. You could start with the wide receiver as a good cornerstone. The point is you have to finish it. You have to. No, there's no one in this Discord. I'm going to take a guess here. There's no one on this Discord that wants a wide receiver and thinks that the offensive line is not important. We know it's very important.
Okay.
But the best way to go about building a good team is taking those best player available because then it doesn't matter the order in which you do it. You gave Tampa Bay as an example. Tampa Bay didn't address their right tackle or left tackle position until the last minute last year.
What?
They drafted their right tackle last year in 2019. They didn't finish their offensive line until that was the last thing they finished. They had their defense ready. They had everything else ready. They plugged in Tom Brady before they drafted their right tackle. You don't have to start with the offensive line. The point is you do have to finish it, but you do not have to start with it. There's no statistic anywhere. That's where Dan Orlovsky is completely wrong. He's saying that if you name a team that started with drafting their picks early by drafting skill positions early.
That's not what he said.
He's completely wrong.
But that's not what he said.
Listen to what he said. Listen to the quote. He goes, name me a team that drafted skill positions early that was a successful team.
Nope, that's not what he said. I'm gonna go back to it. Let me go back to it. Hold on, let me go back to it because I want to make sure that we are given a fair representation. And so far, I gotta be honest, you're not in a disagreement with me from what I'm hearing so far, but you somehow say you are. But I agree with
90% of what you say. But what you're every time I listen to your podcast, every time I listen to your cast, you're always saying that we absolutely have to have a right tackle. We do not have to do that this year. It just has to be done.
I'm gonna tell you what it is. Once I play this quote for you, because I want you to be able to hear the quote in its entirety and for what he really says. So let me get down to the actual quote.
Just go for the first thing that he says. It's the first sentence that comes out of his mouth.
I know that's the problem. I'm trying to get back to the damn quote. Trying to line it back up. You know how you line something up for when you need it, but now you got to get back to it. And I was trying to get you in, so I was sending you messages. But I'm like I said, I'm hearing you. So here we go. Here it is. Hold on.
Detroit have lived it. I've
right.
been on one.
This is the first thing he said. Let's listen to it.
On our set, Shefty, Mel Kiper, Todd. Someone on our set, Shefty, Mel Kiper, Todd. Someone tell me the organization in the NFL in its history that has built itself a consistent winner on skill position players in the draft early.
Now,
that's exactly what he said.
Now, so the question is, name me the team who has built themselves a successful team that wins consistently off of drafting skill positions early in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
Name me one. Give me one.
The 90 Dallas Cowboys. The 1990s. That's probably one of the best teams of all time. Their first draft pick. The Cowboys of the 90s, they drafted the very first person that they drafted was Michael Irvin. The second person they drafted was Troy Aikman. The third person they drafted was Emmitt Smith. They didn't even address their offensive line until after they had their 3 skill positions available and drafted. And that was one of the greatest teams of all time.
All right. So this right here is your example. Right here.
It's not a bad example.
So in 1990, they took Emmitt Smith.
No, yeah. In 1988, they took Michael Irvin first. He was the first cornerstone.
Yep, and then
they took Troy Aikman.
Hold on, wait. And then they came and took 3 damn linemen that draft. Because I remember the Cowboys. They took 3 right there. All right. Then they came and they took who? Troy Aikman.
Mm-hmm.
And they followed that up with who?
Emmitt Smith.
1, 2. You want to keep that's 2 right there.
The whole point, the point I'm making is this is the point I'm making. You're saying that they can't do it drafting early. You can absolutely do it, but you have to follow up.
I'm saying is this. I'm saying that the Detroit Lions now are in a unique situation that they have not been in a long time, if possibly ever. And that situation is right now they have a starting left tackle. Right now they have a starting left guard. Right now they have a starting center, and they're all good. And you're going to kick over a guy who you made an investment in Big V for right tackle to now play guard. You essentially now just have to fill one spot. There is no tackle. In my opinion, there's no tackles. And based on the history say that you don't find these top talented tackles in those later rounds like you used to. You find them in the earlier ones. So
that's not true. I'll give you. You want me to give you the stats? Okay. So if we were talking about a left tackle, I would be 1,000% behind you. 1,000%. Because the amount of tackles, the amount of left tackles that are drafted in the first round that are starting left tackles? 25. 25 of the 32 in the league were drafted in the first round. That's an incredible stat. That basically means that if you want a good left tackle, you better draft him in the first round. Right tackle, completely different story.
It's not
right tackle
because in the NFL they're interchangeable. But go ahead.
Listen to the stats. The amount of right tackles, the amount of starting right tackles drafted in the first round in the NFL, 8. That's it. Every other 75% of the teams in the league, and that includes the top 10 offenses in the NFL, the top 10 offensive lines in the NFL, 8 of them drafted their right tackle in the second round or after. You can get a good, especially in this draft. This draft is loaded with great right tackles. You can get a very good right tackle, a Pro Bowl caliber right tackle in the second round. It's very possible. I'm not saying it's the best solution. If Penei Sewell comes up on our board, he's one of my 3 guys that I'm saying, hey, if he's on our board, you better take him. Him, Jamar Chase, and Kyle Pitts.
So you're telling me that if Sewell falls to you at 7, you're already in agreement with taking him. So where's the disagreement coming from?
No, because I'm saying if they say that if for some reason they have Jamar Chase as higher on their big board than Penei Sewell or Rashawn Slater, I think it's very realistic that they have him higher than Rashawn Slater. I actually don't think it's very realistic that we're even going to pick Penei Sewell. He's going to be gone. Rashawn Slater is probably the realistic choice here between him and maybe Jamar Chase and Jalen Waddle. If they have Jalen Waddle or Jamar Chase higher on their big board, which I do too, then Rashawn Slater, you take the receiver. You take the best player available. And in the second round, if your guy falls, you take the best player available. And if it's a right tackle, take him. You have just as much of a chance of success as doing it the other way. It just facts say that.
All right, so let's look at the history.
Sure.
All right. So we're taking. So you're saying if they have anybody other than the left tackle, take them because that's the best player. You take best player available, right?
Best player. I don't care if it is the left tackle.
Was Joe Burrow the best player available when Cincinnati took him? Was Joe Burrow the best player when Cincinnati took him? Best player available
for them? Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, and how did that work out for him?
Joe Burrow's great. What are you talking about?
What happened to him?
So what?
So
they
what?
Played on. They played.
Okay. Hold on. Wait. Notice when you talk, I didn't say nothing. I'm asking the question. Joe Burrow was the best player available that they can take, and Joe Burrow instantly became a victim of most first round picks that's taken early on by trash teams. The man played 10 games, was leading the league in pass attempts and everything, and got a gruesome injury off of that offensive line. Stay with me. We can go through the whole entire list of people because even when you talk about the Bucs, a team that I'm also a fan of, even when you talk about the Bucs have already built up their line going into it, and they said, you know what? The only thing we're missing is to cap this line off. Don't believe me? I'll show you. I'll show you.
You're making my case for me.
No.
You just made my case for me.
No, we are not in disagreement. What I'm telling you is this. We are literally in the same boat right here. You telling me that right now, our Donovan Smith is Taylor Decker. Our Ali Marpet is Jonah Jackson. Our Ryan Jensen is Frank Ragnow. Alex Kappa is our fucking Big V. We need this right tackle. Because what we have done is this. We have managed to do this quite often. We've managed to take the receiver and the best player and skill stuff available, and it done nothing. We've won nada, nothing. You have 3 of the 5 offensive linemen available to you, and out of those 3, you already know that one of them, which I've already shown in real-time film study, that Big V is just better at guard. He just is. You move him to guard, you complete the offensive line, and you go on about your day. If you're telling me that a quarterback or a receiver is a better pickup than taking Sewell or Slater, I'm telling you that's BS. And the best player available mantra usually get people fired. That's why you had the people going.
Such nonsense. That's such nonsense.
So Jamarcus Russell.
There is not a good GM in this league that will do it according to the way you do it. Not a single one.
Who do you think is a good GM in this league?
Ozzie Newsome.
Is he still in the league? I thought he's like an executive. Is he still a GM?
He might still in the league. But I'm going off of just past drafts and everything. I mean, let's just break this down. So let me ask you a question here real quick.
Okay.
Are we the Cincinnati Bengals?
Essentially, yes.
No, we're not.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we are. We have the quarterback. 12. We have the quarterback.
12 offensive line. Do we not?
No.
Yes, we do.
No.
Yes, we do.
Listen to me.
So PFF is wrong?
Hell yes. Do not come in here quoting no PFF. Anybody who know me know that I do not respect PFF.
Okay, so let me just finish my sentence here. If you're trying to suggest that our offensive line is as bad as the Cincinnati Bengals, you are simply wrong.
I'm not saying that they're bad. You said, are we the Bengals? And I said, essentially, we are.
No, we are. Not in terms of the offensive line.
Because think about it. The Bengals went out. Listen, I'm going to show you why we are. The Bengals went out and they drafted Joe Burrow, and they did nothing to really secure Joe Burrow behind that offensive line. Not even run the goddamn ball. They have Joe freaking Mixon. And they did nothing with him and Giovanni Bernard to run the ball to save him. And what they did was they had him leading the league in pass attempts. You know who else have their quarterbacks leading the league in pass attempts? The Detroit Lions. On top of that, you set your quarterback up that you just got for failure. We just got a new quarterback in Jared Goff. Why would we then turn around and set him up for failure by having him pass the ball a whole lot after we just went out and signed Jamal Williams to go with DeAndre Swift to run the ball? Why would we do that?
Who said that they were going to run the ball, that they were going to pass the ball a lot? Where are you getting this from?
So hold on.
We have an offense that, despite what you think, is a better than average offensive line. With this better than average offensive line, if we left it as is, it would still be it's easily a top 15 offensive line. Easily. Easily.
Jesus. We have that.
It's just facts. Say it, man. You're going by your opinion.
No opinions here. Listen, no opinions.
Really. So where's your stat that says that they're one of the worst offenses in the NFL?
Again, this is what you're doing, Randall. This is what you're doing. You are literally changing the argument. You have to understand. No, I'm going to tell you, Randall. You got to listen on this one, okay? Your first question to me was, are we the Bengals? And I said, essentially, we are. And I took the example of showing that they got a new quarterback and we got a new quarterback. The difference is they got a new quarterback and they didn't really do much to assist him. They didn't go out and build a lineup for him. They just said, boom, we go out and we get Jared Goff, a guy who I know needs offensive line protection because he needs to have a run game to set up the run pass action that they want to do. You don't do that by keeping this same line where you can only run to your left. And I'm pointing out to you this by saying, look, at the end of the day, you have to look at what's happening. We have already tried this many times. I've showed you the Detroit Lions draft history. See, look, that's what I'm saying. You're not listening. I showed you the Detroit Lions draft history. So stay with me. This right here is proof positive. Look at this list. Are you looking at the screen? You can see the screen, right?
No.
You can see the screen.
Hold on. Let me get to it real quick. I'm sorry. Hold on.
You should be able to see it from your phone as long as you're in the chat.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, hold on. Let me get. But yeah, I was.
So from 2020, was Jeff Okudah the best player available when we took him?
In
your opinion, yes or no? Was he the best player?
Absolutely not. He was garbage.
Okay, so Jeff Okudah was not the best player available when we took him, right?
No.
Okay, let's go down to TJ Hockenson. Was TJ Hockenson the best player available when we took him?
That year, I mean, the argument could be made, yeah.
Okay. What about Eric Ebron? Was he the best player available that we took?
That was one of the biggest reaches I've ever seen.
Okay. What about Ziggy Ansah? Was that the best player we took at 5?
Another reach.
Okay. And Ndamukong Suh by far the best player.
Absolutely.
I'm not going to bother you with that. That's just
he was the best player at 1.
Right. Right. I mean, let's be honest. I'm surprised they passed on him. It happened. It was
exactly.
Great. Was Matthew Stafford the best player they could have took that year?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Under the circumstances, yes, I think so. Yes.
Calvin Johnson, was he the best player they could have took that year?
Absolutely.
Okay. So this is what I want you to understand now. We are already. These are all picks taken in the top 10. We gotta get to 1985, bro. 1985 before we get a legitimate blocker. A legitimate blocker, bro. We have tried it all. We have tried Mike Williams. We have tried Roy Williams. We have tried Charles Rogers. We have tried Joey Harrison. We've tried it all. You know what we have not tried? A damn blocker. And you know why? It's more important this year than any other year, because in this year, you're actually going to have a chance to complete the offensive line. You have a chance to do it. You have 3.5. I'm giving Big V a half because this dude is a different one. But 3.5. We have done this receiver in the first round thing way too much.
Okay. Now, can I speak?
Go ahead.
I honestly, and this is the thing, is that you're right about one thing. We are very, very close to agreement. But what I disagree with you on is the fact that it absolutely has to be this way. Look, where we disagree on is you think that the drafting of Calvin Johnson was the mistake. What I say is
that's not what I'm saying.
Can I finish? Just let me finish, bro.
That's not what I'm saying. I didn't say that.
Yes, you are, but you keep saying you keep.
No,
history.
I'm not.
Where to draft it? My position is the drafting of Calvin Johnson was not the mistake. It's what we did after drafting Calvin Johnson. That's the mistake.
Bro, listen,
you have to just listen, man. You've talked this whole time, bro.
Go ahead.
The fact that we drafted Calvin Johnson, and that was a great cornerstone. That's a great place to start. No problem with that. A Hall of Fame wide receiver, can you ask for more? The point is what we did after that. Did you know that? I know you're bringing up all these stats, but listen to this stat. You know where it gets stupid? During Calvin Johnson's career, we drafted 5 fullbacks. 5 fullbacks. What the hell do you need 5 fullbacks for? Why would you draft them in that amount of time? In 10 years, 5 fullbacks. Our draft history. Drafting all these ridiculous players is what we did after drafting Calvin Johnson. That's the mistake. If you draft Calvin Johnson and then don't shore up your offensive line, you're an idiot. You've just screwed up a potential. You just got a Hall of Fame wide receiver for no reason. There's nothing wrong with drafting a wide receiver in the first round. The point is, what do you do afterwards? How do you shore it up afterwards? How do you complete? You better have a plan to complete that offensive line. You better have a plan to complete that defensive line. It doesn't have to be first. And I don't care what you said. Dan Orlovsky said exactly that. You have to start with your offensive line. That is utter nonsense. Plenty of teams have addressed. If that were the way it was, then literally every team would be doing it the same way. You would write a book about it, and everyone would be going by your book, Luke. That's not how it works. The best, the one that has tried and true, that has worked for the most teams, is drafting the best player available and getting it right.
It has
of
not
course,
worked.
It's getting it. What are you talking about?
It has not worked, bro.
You're going against, like I said, you're going against all these GMs, and you have Dan Orlovsky on your side. I have all the GMs on my side.
Listen, all your GMs that you have on your side that you think you got is literally telling you that they've done it wrong. It's a reason why we keep getting so many GMs fired. If you go through and you look at the longest tenured general managers in this league, they do things a little bit different. If you just take a second to just step away from it, forget the Lions, toss them out the window, right? Why in the hell would the Kansas City Chiefs go out and dump their entire offensive line and redo it? Why? Tell me why.
That has nothing to do with this conversation.
Okay, so we just gonna ignore the question. That's even better for me.
Let
me explain.
You're saying it needs to be addressed first.
No,
that's what you're saying.
What I'm telling you,
yes, you are. And Dan Orlovsky are saying that it has to start.
What I'm telling you is
this. That's wrong.
You believe that the best player available, if you believe that the best player available is going to end up being a wide receiver, and you're sitting up there with Sewell, Slater on the board, that's ludicrous. Why?
It's not ludicrous. Why are all the scouts' big boards different?
Because
why are all the scouts boards say differently? So everyone's an idiot but you.
Listen.
Everyone's an idiot but you.
Listen, Randall, you gotta hear me, Randall. The difference Randall, the difference is this, and Randall, and this is what you are missing. And I'm finna show you why they are idiots, okay? I'm finna show you why they are idiots. They keep getting fired because they keep doing the same thing. They do this copycat lead stuff, and everybody keeps getting fired. Like, everybody keeps going out drafting the quarterback high. But the team
that I agree with. Because they're stupid. Because they copy it by going by position. You don't go by position. You go by best player available.
Listen to me. If we're doing best player available, then take the Lions out of it. I can show you where the best players available were not taken by the teams. If you go through right now, and this is one of the reasons why the Lions should not consider a receiver in the first round at all, not because of their history.
There's your mistake.
Okay, well, listen, you go ahead and you do it your way, and we're gonna be repeating history again.
Okay, then just okay. If you don't believe me, you respect Brad Campbell, right?
Wait, hold on, stay with me. Marquise Brown Marquise Brown, first round receiver. Right?
They got it wrong. They got it wrong.
Hold on.
What is the
wait, I'm finna show you why.
If you get it wrong, it makes no difference.
I'm finna show you.
If you get it right tackle wrong, you're wrong.
Right. If you get it wrong, it's wrong, right? Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying, Randall. If you get it wrong, it's wrong. We in agreement on that, right? We in agreement, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, stay right there in that space. This organization has been getting the shit wrong for years.
Absolutely.
Years. And
don't disagree.
Hold on, wait. Stay with me. The organization that you said made a mistake in taking Jeff Okudah, who they took as the best player available for them. That was the excuse. You had literally a scouting department who wanted Isaiah Simmons. You had a head coach who wanted Derek Brown, and you had a general manager who should have never been given a third year, which I'm pretty sure we're in agreement about. You had a general manager who was literally given his own opportunity to say, "Hold my bat, I'm taking Jeff Okudah." We come down here again.
That was not best player available scenario. They did it because that was a reactionary pick. Because they had gotten rid of Darius Slay. That's the exact what I'm talking about.
Okay,
they drafted for need.
Hold on.
They did not draft the best player available.
So give me your best player available that the Lions made. Give me your best player available outside of Ndamukong Suh.
Calvin Johnson.
So Calvin Johnson was the best player available.
Mm-hmm.
They went 0-16 with a Hall of Fame receiver. What's your point now?
What does that have to do with anything? You just tried to make the argument.
What is that? I'm trying to show you. I'm trying to show you.
Are you saying? Okay, so are you?
I'm trying to show you that even though they took a Hall of Fame receiver, they still did not succeed in anything.
Are you trying to say that picking Calvin Johnson was the wrong choice?
What I'm trying to say, because I know how you try to
no. Answer the question.
I'm telling you that taking Calvin Johnson is not the wrong choice. What I'm telling you is that they went by the best player available. And what I'm telling you is this.
And then what did they do next year?
Stay with me. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. So tell me how they fucked up. Tell me where they fucked up at. Tell me. Show me.
They drafted horrible. They had horrible drafts. They missed on almost everybody.
Right. So for you in this draft, we take the best receiver and then we do what with it? Tell me. Now, keep in mind, I want to do something for you really quick. I want to scenario. Hold on. I want to show you something. Hold on, Randall. Hold on. Don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere.
Anywhere, man.
All right. I want to put this on the screen so you can see it. Just so you can see it. Give me 1 second. Because I want you. You said they fucked up. Because taking the receiver was the right pick, right? We all agreement that that's a good pick. It's all gravy and everything. Where in the hell is the roster thing at? It's got to be on here some damn way. Do you see it? Am I tripping?
Go to if you go where is it? Usually it's on roster.
It's usually right at the top.
Yeah, man, this is my go-to right here. Where
oh, you know what? I think
because you're not on team. You got to be on the team, I think. Be on the specific team.
I'm not on the team. Yep, that's what it is. Yeah, hold on. Let me go back. I went here. Let me get to the team. Hold on. Boom. Let me get down here. Come on now. Let's get to Detroit. All right. And let's get to rosters and starters. All right. So they added, stay with me. They added Calvin Johnson. They had Roy Williams already. Right? Roy Williams was, we both can agree that Roy Williams is probably better than we got a receiver right now.
Mm-hmm. He was a great wide receiver. Yeah.
All right. Stay with me. Now, what were they supposed to do now at this point in the draft? They took Calvin Johnson. What were they supposed to do after that? They went out and got the supposed quarterback replacement in Drew Stanton. So, and they took a guard in the fourth. So, what were they supposed to do after that?
They should have addressed what you need to do is you keep going best player available. You address if you have a list of linemen that you have a list of whatever, and if it falls the way it's supposed to fall, you draft how accordingly. That's the best player available scenario. Eventually, you're going to come to tackles that you really like, and then you draft them. That's how it's supposed to work. They did not do that.
Show me a
Matt
team.
Millen did not do that.
Show me a team that took a receiver in the top part of the draft and then built around that receiver. Show me.
Like I said, Michael Irvin.
So I got to go back to what year? 19 what?
It doesn't matter. You can go back any
how far
time. It doesn't matter.
How far you want me to go back?
That's 1988, but you can start
hold
off.
on, wait a minute. Hold on, wait. So your example that you're giving me as
I just gave one off the top of my head.
Give me another one because this me going back 50 years stuff ain't gonna work. Give me something from 2010 on up. Give me somebody who drafted a receiver high and it worked out. I'll wait.
Drafted a receiver high.
They drafted a receiver high, and then they had success because they built around that receiver and did things. I'll wait. 1988.
Well, your team, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, drafted a receiver high.
Oh my. Okay, I'm going to join you. I'm going to join you on this. So who's the receiver we drafted high?
Was it Michael Evans?
Mike Evans is the guy we drafted high? That's, all right. And so you're saying because we took Mike Evans high, that's the guy that we got to – let me go on down here.
And then you went on, and then guess what you did? Afterwards, you had a bunch of drafts that were successful. Mm-hmm. You created a great defense, a great defensive line. You provided protect. You struck out on quarterback, but eventually you got a quarterback. And then the very last thing you did was address the right tackle position. Voila, okay. You've got a championship team.
Okay, so we took Mike Evans, 7th overall, and then so in this draft, and they took. I thought this dude was going to be a beast at tight end.
That's your own team.
I thought this dude was going to be a beast at tight end, but he didn't pan out. But anyway,
which guy? I'm sorry, I can't see.
Austin Stephen Jenkins, the guy from Washington, that tight end. Remember that tight end from Washington?
Oh, hell yeah.
I thought he was going to be a beast.
I had him on my fantasy team. He was a garbage.
Back on track, because the people here for a show. We going to put this goddamn show on. Let's put it back on track. Now, Smitty, you still with us? I ain't forgot about you. But this right here, it's just, we got to do it. All right. So they did it the right way, you said, right? They took Mike Evans, and then they came back, and they took a quarterback.
That's not the right way. That's just a way of doing it. There's no right way of doing it.
They took Jameis Winston first overall. He was the best player available that draft in 2015.
I don't know. I can't remember. I didn't
worry about
Jameis Winston that much.
Listen, this is why I'm here for you. You don't even got to remember. I'll bring it up for you.
But Mike Evans was picked number 1.
Mike Evans was.
I know that for a fact.
He was taken 7th overall. Yeah, he was taken 7th overall.
And you got a championship team out of it, right?
The dude took it in 20. Bruh, hold on. Wait.
That's my entire point.
Wait.
There is no order in which you have to do it.
Stay with me. What year is it that they won a Super Bowl?
Sorry?
What year did the Buccaneers win a Super Bowl?
2020.
What year did we take Mike Evans?
2015 or 2016.
So you telling me take the receiver high and wait 6 years till I get my shit together?
That's how long it took them to get it all right. So what? You got it all right. The point is you got it right.
I think the part that you are missing is every example you're giving. And I'm trying to show you, because the one thing you got to understand, especially with looking at the Bucs.
Prove to me that starting with that you have to start with the interior offensive line. That's the crux of this argument. Or do you have to start with the offensive line first, like Dan Orlovsky said, to build a championship team? The bottom line is history says
that's not what Dan Orlovsky said. That's not what he said.
Go back to it right now and say what it says. Go back. Read the whole. Let's listen to the whole thing.
I'm gonna go back. We're gonna
listen exactly what he says.
Let's listen to the whole thing of what Dan Orlovsky is saying.
Yeah.
Okay. Listen.
And we'll press. And I'll say to press pause as soon as he says what he says. Go ahead.
Okay. Go ahead.
Set, Shefty, Mel Kiper, Todd. Someone tell me the organization in the NFL in its history that has built itself a consistent winner on skill position players in the draft early. It's never been done. It doesn't happen in football. Okay, I've lived it with Detroit. I know the fans of Detroit have lived it. I've been on the team when it's like, let's take another receiver early when we don't have the pieces in place to allow those receivers to play. The Detroit Lions have to be disciplined. Brad Holmes, Dan Campbell, don't do what your predecessors have made the mistake of doing, and that's taking these skill guys and going, we need a guy for our quarterback to throw to. No, you don't right now. You're not a good football team. Build from the line of scrimmage. If Penei Sewell falls to you, you should be sitting there going, my goodness, we got a tackle that's going to play for 10 years. Vera Tucker might be really good as a guard. I know you've got some pieces. But you as an organization, I've watched you make mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake taking pass catchers. Do not get caught up in the shiny, sexy object. Do this the right way for the first time in Detroit in 30 years. Take a big.
No, what did he say? What did he say? What you said?
Did you not? He just said it. You go back and say it. You start with the offensive. You start with the interior. That's exactly what he said, and that's what I disagree with. It's complete.
That's not
bullshit.
what he said. What
Go
he
back
said
and,
is
okay.
no.
Rewind it again.
Listen.
Rewind it again.
What he said. No, listen. What he said, and I heard him loud and clear. What he said is this. He said, do not make the same mistakes that the predecessors have made, because you're talking about in that 30-year span, they have did this already where they have taken receivers when they don't have the pieces around them to take the receiver.
And what are those pieces he's talking about?
Wait. He says you're not. He said you're not a good team. In other words, you're not in a position to just be picking up people. You're not that guy. You have an opportunity to do the things different because you're not a good team. And what you have done.
One second. Crimson Shadow 94. You're right. I should have said pause right there when he said it. You're absolutely right. That was my fault.
I'll play it again. But he's telling the current Lion brass that understand something. It does not make sense for you, a team that's incomplete. Most people are going to go out and they're going to say that this Lion team is not going to be good this year. Now, I don't know if you agree with that or not.
I don't agree with that. Nope.
Okay, so you think they are going to be good? Okay, all right. So
I'm picking 7 to 9 wins.
You said you picking who?
I'm picking 7 to 9 wins.
Okay. All right. So I'm in the same boat as you. I think between 7 and 9 wins is possible. This is just me based on opponents. So we are in agreement in that part. But where we're not in agreement on is what Dan Orlowski is saying. And all he is saying is don't make the same mistake. I even decided, let me go right here. Because I know it's quoted on here somewhere. Damn it, where is it at? It says, someone tell me the organization in the NFL in the history. Let me highlight it because I don't want you to say I'm doing anything. All right, here we go. In the history. Oh, come on, damn it. Highlight. There we go. Someone tell me the organization in the history of the NFL who has built itself a consistent winner on skill position players in the draft early. It's never been done. It doesn't happen.
That's false. That's false. Right?
Oh.
We've established that it's false.
That's not who done it? Who?
If you consistently, okay, let's not be stupid here. If you do what the Lions did, and all you do is draft skill positions and never address the line, or rarely address the line like the Lions did, you are going to fail. We both agree on that. But what we don't agree on is where you need to start. You don't have to start in a specific position. You do not. It's categorically false. There is no proof whatsoever that you have to start with the interior. That is utter nonsense. What you can do is, and as a matter of fact, we're our position right now, we really don't. And let's be clear here. If we needed a left tackle right now, I would be 1,000% on your side. I would be like banging the gavel for either one of those tackles. But a right tackle is a specific position that has been proven consistently that you can get Pro Bowl caliber. You can instantly upgrade your offensive right tackle position in the second round. It's been shown that you can do it. If your best player available is whatever position, quarterback, wide receiver, fucking tight end, who gives a shit? If it's the best player available, pick him. And there are still other ways to address the offensive line, not just your way, Luke. But what you're missing is this, and this is why I see why you're in confusion with what I'm talking about. You're under this belief that I believe in just one way. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the Detroit Lions, and I'm focusing on the Detroit Lions because I only talk about the Detroit Lions. And here's the facts right here. Okay, so here's the facts right here.
You look at this statement that this man has made. He says the Detroit Lions have to be disciplined. Brad Holmes, Dan Campbell, don't do what your predecessors have, and that's taking the skill guys.
I lost you. I apologize. You kind of faded out there for a second. I apologize. You're
right. Izzy. I'm in agreement with what he's saying. Izzy. He just want to say there are many ways to do it. But the problem with what he's saying is, which I never said there wasn't more than one way to do it. What I said is, if you look at the Lions offseason, what I have always said is, if you look at the Lions offseason, they have always made moves, at least this offseason, that has been sensible, smart, and logical. I even said that in free agency, they was not going to go out and get the big names. They're getting guys who can prove it because they're trying to change things in a certain way. But what Dan Orlovsky is saying is 100% true. And all he's pointing out to you is this. The key words of what he said is this. Don't go out and take the skill guys, okay? And go, we need a guy for our quarterback to throw to. No, see, listen, you got to be able to listen. He says, don't go out to the skill guys and go on, we need to take a guy for our quarterback to throw to. No, you don't. Not right now. You
don't have to. You don't have to. And I've never said that.
Listen to what I'm saying.
The best player available.
Okay, but if they go out and deem the best player available is Jamar Chase,
can you win? Then you win. You've just got the best player. As long as you are right with the pick. But you've just won.
The pick can be right. It can be the right pick. Like Calvin Johnson was the right pick.
Absolutely.
We didn't win crap with him
because we did nothing afterwards. Because we proceeded. God. We proceeded from that point on to make lousy pick after lousy pick after lousy pick. That is why Calvin Johnson didn't win a Super Bowl. Not because we picked Calvin Johnson.
Dude, the Lions didn't win diddly squat. This ain't just about a Calvin Johnson.
Are you saying that Calvin Johnson was the wrong pick?
Listen to me. Listen to what I'm saying. Okay? Listen to what I'm trying to say to you. Okay? The Lions didn't win diddly squat. I can go through and look at a team like the Pittsburgh Steelers, who has done more winning because they have taken receivers in the late rounds. If you go through and look at the draft history over the last 10 seasons, the best receivers weren't even the ones taken high. They just wasn't.
Okay, your stat is garbage. You want to hear a stat? You want to hear the real stats? Okay, let's do a real stat here.
Hold on. No, let's go back. You said
the
stat is garbage? You said that's a garbage stat.
That is an anecdotal stat. Let's actually talk about a real stat.
Hold on.
How many wide receivers?
Anecdotal stats. Tell me why.
Let me give you because you're naming individual times.
Okay,
like,
hold on.
For instance, we picked Galladay. That was in the third round.
Wait a minute. Mike Evans was taken 7th overall in 2014, right? He was Sammy Watkins was the first receiver. Sammy Watkins was the first receiver taken. And then the second receiver taken was Mike Evans. Let's go and look at receiving yards. Right? We're just gonna go and look at it. Mike Evans right now is number 1. Jarvis Landry took it in the second round as number 2. Brandon Cooks was taken later. Odell Beckham was taken later. And the best receiver in this whole group is Devontae Adams. A second round pick.
This is pointless. Do you want to know why? Can I speak now?
Please enlighten me. Please enlighten me.
Absolutely. So what you're saying is you're bringing up anecdotal points here of which wide receiver turned out to be better. That is not the point. The point is how many starting wide receivers do we have in the NFL now? I like to include 3 wide receivers each team. So you've got 3 wide receivers each team times 32. That's 96 positions available. 96 positions available. You would think that if it's so easy as you say it is to draft in the 3rd round or later, just to pluck them off of a tree like a freaking fruit or something, like it's that easy to pick wide receivers that round. You would think that most of the wide receivers in the league would be drafted 3rd through 7th. But here's the stat. Those 5 rounds, 3 through 7, only represent about 30% of the starting wide receivers in the league. If you want a good wide receiver, over 60% on average, it's between 60 and 70% every year. You need to draft them in rounds 1 or 2. That's the fact. It is not as easy as you think to draft a wide receiver through rounds of 3 through 7. What you're not talking about is all those failures that people pick in rounds 3 through 7. You're talking about the individual ones that turn out to be success. Yes, every once in a while, a team wins bingo and gets to have that good wide receiver that's picked in the 3rd to 4th round. But it does not happen nearly as often as picking in the 1st or 2nd round. That's just a statistical fact. If you want somebody good, you better pick them in the 1st or 2nd round. If not, you're playing craps. There's about a 10% chance, and that's being generous, about a 10% chance that your pick in the 3rd through 7th round is going to actually be successful. Period.
Okay. Randall, can I appeal to your better half real quick before we can move this along a little bit? Can I appeal to your better half?
Are those not facts? That's all I'm saying.
Randall, can I appeal to your better half?
Sure.
Can I appeal? Okay, stay with me.
I didn't think I had a good or a bad half, but sure.
No, listen, stay with me. All right. I believe in looking at history. I believe in following the history. You can ignore whatever you want to ignore, but the reality is year after year, I'm seeing the best receivers come out are in those later rounds. Now, the runner. Again.
Anecdotal.
Listen. I want to have a conversation with you, but I want you to be able to hear me. Okay. All right.
And then I'll ask a question afterwards.
Okay.
So
I want you to be able to hear me. All right. The thing that you have to understand is this: all these people who get taken, they get taken high. So teams aren't doing anything. They're not having those level of success that you would see. Those receivers are not equating to it. Julio Jones was on the goddamn the Falcons, and the Falcons took off the very moment that they started running the damn ball. And so they lost the Super Bowl because they stopped running the ball and tried to feed the ball to the receivers. And what I have noticed over the years is that these people who go out and do what you say, who go out and just say, I'm going to get the receiver high because they're supposed to be here, they're not winning.
No, that's not what I'm saying. No, hold on. Let me be clear. There is only one circumstance that I pick a wide receiver in the 1st round, and that is what? When they are the best player available.
But
I will not pick them. I will not reach for anything. No position.
Don't show that. Look at this right here. 2012, the top receivers in that draft were T.Y. Hilton, Ashawn Robertson, Marvin Jones, Mohamed Sanu. Right? These guys, based on yards. All these other guys took it in the 1st. They're not the top. You go to some more years. Wait, no.
But haven't we both
You're listening.
You're listening.
You're not listening. This is the chance for you to listen. This is the chance for you to listen. This is the only chance for you to listen, and I want you to be able to hear me. If you're talking and you can't hear, and I know this to be the case, I want to have a conversation with you. I'm gonna give you the floor, but I'm trying to show you. I went through 10 years of drafts, 10 years, and out of 10 years, only 2 of the drafts where the top receivers were the leaders in yards of those drafts. All the rest of them, there were late round people. And so what I'm telling you is when I see something this consistent, that's constantly being brought up every single step of the way, Antonio Brown, the top receiver took in that year. Let me go back and line this back up because the top receiver took in that year. Let's look at the top receiver took or the first receiver, because again, obviously we agree that you got to get it right, but it doesn't matter. The first one, that's my point. Wait a minute. You got to listen. We are here with Dez Bryant and Demaryius Thomas. They were taken high in the 1st round. They didn't yield crap for the teams to have long success. But guess what did yield long success? When these guys right here, when you go through and you look at these guys right here, the Antonio Browns of the world, these guys are the ones who are showing up. And all I'm pointing out to you is this. You can say however you want to, but if the Lions take Jamar Chase, it doesn't matter, because I got more recent history that goes on my side. And that more recent history says Kansas City versus Tampa Bay. With that receiving core that Kansas City has, they should have been torching it up. But you know what happened in that game? The quarterback was on his back consistently. And you know what that team turned around and did the very next offseason? Dumped all that hot garbage up out the goddamn refrigerator because it wasn't no good. It had expired, and it wasn't what they thought it was. And you know what they did? They went out and added other talented people who are proven talents. I don't care where they're drafted at, but I'm talking about in terms of the team actually drafting it. Even my Buccaneers, the line was already built when they added that last right tackle. The Detroit Lions is in that same situation right now. You have the four offensive linemen. You just got to complete the offensive line. And once you complete the offensive line, okay, so it's 100% fact.
No. So can I talk now?
Go ahead, man.
Okay. So what you're saying is, well, first of all, you're all over the place. You're not like.
No, I'm very consistent.
Hold on, man. I let you talk. I did let you talk. I really did. So you're all over the place in terms of what the subject matter is. First, you're talking about offensive line. Then you're talking about wide receivers. As far as the wide receivers are concerned, I'll ask you a question. Do you think that pick? Okay, you could pick out anecdotal things like Antonio Brown and hell, what's his name from the Chiefs was picked in the 6th round. Absolutely great, but statistically, is it really that easy? Is it going to be easier to pick a good wide receiver?
Yes,
no, absolutely.
Man,
okay, then why do the stats say different?
Look at the stats don't say different. You're wrong. The stats don't say different.
Wrong? Listen, you didn't let me finish. 30%. How is it that 30%? That how come the rounds 3 through 7 only represent 30% of the starting wide receivers? If I'm so wrong. Why is it that over 60% of the wide receivers are represented, of the starting wide receivers in the NFL, are represented by players who are drafted in the 1st or 2nd round? What does that stat tell you? Does it stat tell you that it's easier to pick in the 1st or 2nd round or the 3rd or 7th?
Let me ask you a question.
I asked you a question. How come you
what's your question? Give me your question so I can answer your question. I'm gonna go ahead and kill this whole argument because this right here don't make no sense.
That's proven what are the stats saying? That if it only represents 30% of the league in 5 rounds, I'm giving you 5 rounds as opposed to 2. How come, if it's so easy to do it in those 3 through 7 rounds, how come they only represent 30% of the league?
Because coaches get into their goddamn feelings and don't let people get opportunities. We've seen, bruh. I can only point out the facts to you. You don't have to buy into it, but I can only point out the facts to you, bro. Let me tell you something. The Detroit Lions sat there and let Abel sit. They let DeAndre Levy sit. Those guys were balling the entire damn time, and it took them forever before they got in. And what did those players do? Soon as they got a chance to leave, they bounced their ass right up out of Detroit because they wasn't even given a chance in the first place. Now I want you to answer this question for me. I want you to answer this question for me. You're sitting up there right now. You're the Detroit Lions general manager. This is your opportunity, right? This for you, Randall, and just for the record, people. I'm going to get Randall to come back on because I'm loving every bit of this. So don't y'all judge us, okay? But let's get back to it. All right,
hey, I love you too. I honestly,
Randall, stay with me. You're the Detroit Lions general manager. You are sitting up there right now. You have Penny Sewell on the board. You have Rashawn Slater on the board. You have Jamar Chase on the board. You have Devontae Smith on the board. You have Fields and you have Trey Lance all on the board.
Okay.
Who is Randall selecting?
Okay. So I have 3 players where if they're on the board, I would absolutely sprint to these 3 players. If somehow they follow us, which I don't think they will, but if these 3 players follow us, that any one of these 3 players, you should be ecstatic about getting them. That is 1, Penei Sewell, 2, Jamar Chase, 3, Kyle Pitts. Any one of those 3. If any one of those 3 fall,
but if all 3 of them fall to you, who are you taking?
Coin flip between Jamar Chase and Penei Sewell.
I didn't ask for a coin flip.
I think you win.
You're the general manager. You're the general manager. Who are you taking? All 3 of them guys fell to you. You're sitting there at 7. Who is Randall taking?
Probably Jamar Chase.
All right. And with that, history will repeat itself. We've been Jamar Chase. He's not a Calvin
because
Johnson.
It's what you do after the draft. It's what you do after drafting Jamar Chase is what matters.
Like I said, people.
That's the point.
Listen.
That's the point.
Just FYI.
The case you're trying to build here is that because we drafted Calvin Johnson, that was the part that cost us a Super Bowl. No, it was not. It was who we drafted afterwards. Period.
Well, like I said,
it's who we drafted after. If we had a good draft like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers did, where they consistently drafted, they drafted a great defense, drafted all, and then somehow we came up with it, and we actually almost did in 2014. It almost turned out for us.
In 2014, listen. Let me just say this: in 2014, you can't even use that because in 2014 they actually did something that was smart. It's the reason why we had a top defense. They completed the defensive line to allow the linebackers to run free. They added a free agent safety in Glover Quin and
That's my entire. That's not me, by the way. That's not me. I swear.
Hold on.
I don't know who that is.
Hold on. This is my thing. I'm trying to point out to people.
You just made my point, though.
I didn't make your point, but I want you to.
Yes, you did. Because you just said we did a bunch of smart things afterwards.
No, we didn't. I'm going to tell you why I didn't make your point. I'm trying to help you, but you don't want to hear me because I want you to hear me. Just hear me for a second.
I'll hear you. I hear you.
Okay, just hear me for a second. All I'm pointing out to you is this. Okay. Without even going all over the place, you would take Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase would not increase your win total. He's not Calvin Johnson. He's not Julio Jones, right? He's not going to be, he's not going to come in and change your fortunes. And I can say that confidently because we had a Calvin Johnson and our fortunes were still sucky. We still did not win. What we have not had is an offensive line to run the ball. What we have not had is a running back room that actually can produce something in the run game. What we have not had is good coaching and good general managers. But the one thing I can tell you is this. The one thing that I have noticed that has been consistent with every general manager who has gotten fired is they have come in and they have made the mistake, especially when you are in the top 10, of taking a quarterback or a receiver. And then they go out and they try to get the quarterback the next year, and they try to get the quarterback because the quarterback is hard. Our quarterback position is hard to fill, period. That's just a fact. Receivers are easy to find, especially this goddamn draft. This draft is loaded with receivers. Like if you can't find a receiver.
Everybody says that, but it's never the case. Every time last year, there's scouts that say last year's wide receiver class was even deeper. It's never as deep as you think it is. Statistically, it just is not. It's never as deep as you think it is. You always think it's this easy. You easily do it. You can't. It's not as easy as you think it is ever.
Listen. I can't explain
the tackle. The tackle class is very deep as well.
Yes, it is.
Compared to
the receiving core.
Absolutely. Compared to all the different you have
Rando.
There's only one position. There's only two positions that fill left tackle position. There's like 96 to fill in the wide receiver. Comparatively, yes, it's a deep class of right tackles. Absolutely. In the second round, you could easily get a top-notch right tackle. Absolutely.
Jesus. You know what?
Yes, you can.
You know what?
I'm sorry. I'm not relying on Luke the scout to tell me this. I'm just relying on the real scouts. Sorry about that.
And the real scouts could use a thing or two from the freaking fans. Certain fans, not all fans, but most fans. Not all fans. But I'm just telling you, the reason I'm pointing this out to you is this. It's simply put this: the Lions. Let me ask you this: do you believe in Jared Goff?
Instinctively,
it's just yes or no. Do you believe in Jared Goff?
My instincts say no, but my heart really wants to believe in it.
Okay, so hold on. So stay with me. If you don't believe in Jared Goff, because this to me, this right here, you just destroyed your whole entire argument.
No, I did not. I know what you're about to say.
No, I'm going to help you out. Don't worry about it. If you don't believe in Jared Goff, right? You're not buying Jared Goff and all this other stuff. Then my question is why would you get somebody who was contingent upon the quarterback getting the ball to you? You don't believe in him.
What?
Why would you get him? If you don't believe in the quarterback and you know that the receiver can only succeed with the quarterback getting the ball to him, and you don't believe in Jared Goff, why would you take a receiver?
Why the hell would I base my findings? Why would I base that on who I have as quarterback? That makes absolutely no sense. Why are we? If what you say is true, then we should be taking the quarterback. Weren't you the person that loves to say, "Why the hell are you trying to build a team around Jared Goff"?
No, that's not what I say.
Yes, that's what you say. Why would you want to build a team around Jared?
No,
that's all you always say that. I don't want to build a team around Jared. That's the first mistake you could make. Is to build a team around Jared Goff.
I says this.
You're building a team. You don't care about the quarterback.
What I said is this. I said that the Detroit Lions are in a unique situation. I said if there is one mistake that they can make in this draft, which is the same argument that Dan Orlovsky is making, which is to try to build a team around Jared Goff. In other words, meaning that you're simply only taking the receiver because you're trying to get Jared Goff a weapon to throw to. Rather than do that, how about you keep him upright and protect him by building a team where you can plug anybody in, whether it be Jared Goff, whether it be Randall, whether it be Luke, whether it be Jimbo G, whoever it is, Smitty or whatever, you build up the team first and plug it in. I even used the example of the Dallas Cowboys. I said the Dallas Cowboys, if it wasn't for their shitty head coach, Jason Garrett, they should have won a number of Super Bowls and at least been in an NFC championship because they did it right. They built the team, they had the run game, and you had a plug-and-play quarterback who you told, don't lose the game for me. And for some reason, Jason Garrett just sucks and don't know how to call games and failed that team. I'm telling you that if you're telling me that you don't believe in Jared Goff, then you shouldn't even be talking receiver. You should be a fan of the quarterback movement. But I'm telling you that I'm telling you that if you take a receiver for this guy, it doesn't matter. And it's one of the reasons why I keep putting this damn thing up, because people seem to have a hard time understanding it. You can have a
retarded diagram ever.
Yes, I know it sounds retarded to you.
It is because it has nothing to do with the Detroit Lions. That means Detroit Lions. That means talking about. Let's go through the list. Here, we have a bad offensive line.
Hold on. Wait a minute. I'm finna show you why.
We have a bad offensive line.
Wait a minute. I'm finna show you why this has everything to do with the Detroit Lions. Because when I go and do a deep dive, I'm dug in. So stay with me. I'm finna show you something. Stay with me. We're gonna just look at a few things. Let's start off with. Where is it at? Matthew Stafford was taken in what year? I'm sorry. What year was that? 2009. Here we go. Did he get hurt his rookie year?
I can't remember. What are you saying? I'm sorry.
Did Matthew Stafford get hurt his rookie year?
Yeah, he separated his shoulder.
Okay.
Broke his shoulder. Broke his collarbone.
Wait a minute. Did Joe Burrow get hurt his rookie year?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's keep coming down. Let's keep on coming down, because you said it don't have nothing to do with nothing. Did Joey Harrington get hurt his rookie year?
I don't remember, but I know it doesn't matter. He was terrible.
Yes, he did. You know who else got hurt their rookie year? I'm going to show you another fun fact, because this is what happens. People always do this, and then they don't realize that I'm not telling you stuff because I'm trying to be right. I'm not telling you stuff because I'm trying to just do
for every player that
I'm trying to show
I
you
can name someone that it didn't happen.
Hold on. Wait. Let's just go through and look at it. What year you want to start this? From 2010, let's work our way on up, right? Let's work our way on from 2010. The top quarterback taken was Sam Bradford. Did he not get hurt that first season?
I don't remember. He was terrible.
He did. Oh, yes, he did. Yes, he did. I'm just showing you. Let's go to the next year, because all these first-round pick quarterbacks who come in here with these shitty-ass offensive lines get their spirit snuffed up out of them. It just happens every single time.
Who says that you have to start him? Who says that you have to start him? That has nothing to do with my arguments.
Listen, you're moving the goalposts. Let's keep going.
Let's keep going.
No, let's keep going.
The bottom line is, I am saying,
did Cam Newton get hurt his first season?
Offensive line. You are saying that
did Cam Newton get hurt his first season?
What?
You know what? You almost be better trying to tell me. Name me the quarterback who didn't get hurt their first season. Name me the quarterback. Name me the quarterback who didn't get hurt their first season, playing behind these shitty ass lines. Tell me. I'll wait.
I mean, the stat doesn't matter because that's not what I'm talking about.
I'm not talking about.
You're moving the goalpost.
I'm not talking about a stat. See, this how I know you stuck into you. You don't dug in on this stat thing.
I'm not moving the goalpost. I don't care. I'm asking you a question. I'm asking you a question. It's simple. Let's look at the number of quarterbacks that were taken early in this draft to teams who didn't have good offensive lines. How's Robert Griffin doing? How'd that work? So what?
Okay, hold on. Keep going.
What does that have to do with my argument?
I'm finna show you what the argument got to do. Let's go down here. We're gonna go and keep looking. I want you to show me the quarterbacks who ain't dying out here. Who ain't dying here? They sat EJ Emanuel and he still got hurt in practice. In practice. I'm just trying to show you something. Blake Bordeaux.
You're trying to show me something that has nothing to do with this argument. Nothing. It has nothing to do with this argument.
Listen, I'm finna help you. I'm finna help you because this is what I'm trying to show you.
Don't need help.
No, okay, I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna show you. You say this diagram is dumb, it's stupid, right? But I'm showing you that it doesn't matter who your quarterback is. Andrew Luck, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, don't matter who they are. Hell, most recently, Patrick Mahomes. Don't matter who your quarterback is. You can't do shit if they on their back, bro. You can't. And one thing about the Lions,
question is,
the Lions is this:
does the Detroit Lions?
I'm going to show you
one more. Do they have a bad offensive line?
I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you one more thing. I'm going to show you one more cool thing because this is the best part of it. I'm going to tell you why this is the best part of it. Okay, the best part of what I'm going to show you and why it's so beautiful is because the one thing you got to understand is not only do we got to make sure that we get this offensive lineman. I'm going to show you exactly why.
I actually want to do more of the offensive line than you do.
You want to do what?
More. I actually want to do more.
Also, you in agreement? We do need an offensive line.
I want to do more to the offensive line than you do.
Oh, so wait. So you in agreement that we need an offensive lineman?
I am in agreement with you need an offensive. I'm saying that there's different ways to do it.
What are we talking about here? What are we talking about?
Because you keep saying that there is only your way, the Luke way, to do
I'm
this.
not saying that. What I'm saying
must be addressed
first. I'm not saying that.
What I'm telling you, I'm not arguing this entire time.
No, I'm telling you that even in your own argument, I'm just pointing this out to you. Even in your own argument, the best player available is not a receiver.
That's your opinion. If Brad Holmes thinks differently,
and he's gonna be wrong.
I'm sorry, but I'm going to trust him over you. Sorry.
Do it.
Sorry, I don't care.
Trust him. Trust
all
him.
the other scouts.
Trust him. Trust Bob Quin. Trust Matt Millen. The one thing that I do different
than Bob Quin or Matt Millen. I hated that regime. I told you how many picks I hated.
Well, we're gonna see how long it takes you for you to hate this one. If he takes a receiver first.
Okay.
If he takes a receiver
check with me in a year and see how much we've progressed.
Okay. I'm taking it.
Because the word is right now. I mean, I don't know about the there's rumors going everywhere, but the top guys that they like right now, according to what they're saying, is Penei Sewell, Jalen Waddle, Jamar Chase, and Rashawn Slater. Those are their four guys that they are targeting. What order it is, we don't know what order it is. And they're
naming the receivers. I think they want to trade down. Now, Smitty, I ain't forgot about you, bro, but I wanted to show this one thing to people. This right here, just in case y'all missed it, let me go on over here. That's 26. I want to get on over here. All right. Where's it at? Right here. All right, here we go. Down here. Let me get over here. Boom. All right. Jared Goff on the Rams last year was sacked 23 times. 23 times. Matthew Stafford
offensive scheme
on Detroit was sacked 38 times.
Different offensive scheme.
You put them back there if you want to.
Different offensive scheme, period. The West Coast offense is designed for you to count to 2, 2.5, 3, and get rid of the ball. That was part of the reason why he does not like Jared Goff, is because he doesn't know how to improvise. He just dumps. He just gets rid of the ball. He does it. He just counts to 3 and does it. That's the whole West Coast offense. Matthew Stafford is a gunslinger. What he does is he waits there. You take the good with the bad with the gunslinger. He's gonna look back, take his time and look for that passing to make that ridiculous throw that he is capable of making. With that comes sacks. That does not necessarily mean that you have a bad offensive line. That is just not true. It has to do with offensive scheme. Darrell Bevell's offensive scheme has a lot to do with 20-yard, has a lot more 20-yard throws than than the West Coast offense does. Period. The West Coast offense is designed for you to count to a certain number and get rid of the goddamn ball. That's not Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford likes to improvise and hold on to the ball. That results in more sacks.
Okay.
You can disagree with me, but that's just
listen. I'm not even gonna argue with you. I know we've had about 17 to 18 quarterbacks. They all have led the league in being sacked. Just putting it out there, but whatever. I mean,
that win was. What are you talking about?
I'm just telling you. Like, if you just go through and you look at it, Jared Goff played behind a better offensive line last year than he's going to play behind this year.
That's not true.
Okay,
no way. That offensive line was garbage. You'll see that when it switches up, you're going to see.
I know I'm going to see.
Because Stafford likes to hold on to the ball longer. You're going to see really how good that Rams offensive line is. It's not very good.
Listen, I'm with you. I know I'm going to see it because I also believe that Cole Hartley, they're going to take an offensive tackle. So it's not me, but we'll see. So hold on, because keep in mind, you said you're going to trust him, not me, and I'm not mad at you on that. But since you're here, Smitty, I got to ask you this question. I need you to rank me. I want to knock these last 3 questions out. And since you're here, Randall, first of all, shout out to Randall for coming in here with the facts and having fun with me. Man, I appreciate you. I do.
I appreciate you too, man.
That was fun.
I had a lot of fun. And like I said, I don't disagree with a lot of what you say. That's why I listen to your podcast, because you spit a lot of knowledge. But when we disagree, you disagree. There's more than one way to do this. That's my whole point. There's more than one way to do this.
But if that was your whole point, then we never had a disagreement. I never said that it was one way.
Just listen.
I was saying
no, chat.
No. What I was saying was this.
Chat if you think there's only one way to do this.
No. What I was saying
the whole time.
No, what I was saying was this, though, the entire time, though, Randall, was not that there's only one way to do it. But what I was saying is if you were following the same rubrics of smart, logical, and sensible, the tackle was the pick. It just is.
It could be, and I'm saying it could be, but it might not be.
Well, I think he'll be wrong if he go receiver. I think he would be wrong.
That's the difference between you and me. I think that if they did all the research and all the months of studying that they do, if they have Jamar Chase a little bit higher on their big board than Slater, I'm not going to disagree with him.
Oh, wait a minute. My man Cam want to come in the building. I got to let Cam in. Let me let Cam in. Listen, I hope y'all enjoying this. I hope y'all are having fun with this. I am. It's like I said, he literally said, I disagree with you and let me on. And Randall, I did not hesitate.
No, you did not.
I did not hesitate. I was like, yo. But my man Cam said he want to come on. Cam, I'm going to send it. I'm sending it to you right now, bro. I'm sending it to your Twitter, if that works with you. So let me get this sent to you. JT, listen, I could have showed it was never going to change. JT says you got to show him the consistent franchises. I know the consistent franchise, they draft different, and I just think that you just look at them. They
draft a lot of offensive tackles. I 100% agree. They draft a lot of them. We did not. That's the point. But it's not the draft. This is where we're not seeing eye to eye here. The drafting of Calvin Johnson was not the problem. It was what we did afterwards. The fact that we could not consistently get it right. We tried Goster Churlis, all these whack-ass settling for – instead of picking, the guy that you love, you settle for Goster Churlis. You can't sit there and tell me everybody loves Goster Churlis. That
was a late pick. We talking about top 10 on out. We talking about top 10 on out, because for me, the late picks is a bit of a challenge. You got to be good at hitting on those picks. We know that we didn't have general managers who were good at doing that. But in that top 10,
absolutely,
in that top 10, we have over 18 skill players drafted. 18. That's 22 if you include the linebackers. But my man Cam, Let me get my man Cam in here. Cam,
What's up, gang? How we doing?
man, what's going on? Did you enjoy that, bro? First of all, to the chat, did y'all enjoy that?
Oh, you guys are doing awesome. I loved every second of it. I respect every argument that was made. I think it was a really good job all over the place.
Cam,
if you're not being sarcastic, thank you, man.
No. I'm being dead ass serious. I wouldn't say that if I didn't believe it.
He's dead ass.
Thanks.
Yeah.
But Cam.
Wait, is Randall a subscriber? Are you just a subscriber?
He's a sub. I told him if you want to
I'm
come
a
on.
subscriber. I press like every time, even if I don't agree with him.
Dude, you're the man. No, that was awesome. No sarcasm at all. That was seriously like anytime somebody comes to the table and they have legit arguments and they're not just saying no just to say no, I respect the shit out of it. So you're doing awesome.
That's why I didn't dog.
Thank you,
man. I think it's so entertaining to have those conversations because I think that it sets us up in a way where we can have certain discussions and have fun with it. And so
I just came in like a little bit mid. I just got out of a final, so I was like, "Oh hell yeah, Luke's live."
Hopefully you aced it. Hopefully.
Oh my god, let's
you
hope
did.
so. Jesus,
I know you did. Let me ask you a question though. Now Cam is a coach. He happens to coach the position that I want.
I do.
However, Cam, you're sitting up there as a coach. You got a chance to do this, and you can take. You got 2 quarterbacks. You got Fields, Lance, 2 receivers, Jamar Chase and Devontae Smith, or whoever you want to put at the other receiver.
Okay.
And you got Sewell and Slater. And you're the Lions, not any other team first, but just the Lions. What would you do with that first pick? And you're picking at 7.
Personally, I'm gonna go O-line. Personally, not, and I don't want that to have an effect on the argument. That's not me siding with. That's just where I would go. And Randall, I don't mean any shit. Like I think that you made some very good arguments for it, and I understand. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Personally, though, because this is the thing that we always forget is that there's different philosophies to building football teams. And for me, the philosophy that I have always been subscribed to is you got to start with your offensive line. You build it inside out, essentially. And yeah, you need skill guys because, like, you look at New England like last year and the year before, and they're a great example for what you guys are talking about right now because it's like New England 2 years ago with Brady and then last year with Cam, like they had some bad offensive possessions and their offensive line isn't a bad offensive line. They have a solid offensive line, but the whole reason why they're having those bad possessions and why they're not moving the football is because they can't create separation at the receiver position. So I'm not trying to say that position, there isn't value to that pick. Just for me personally, in the position of the Detroit Lions, I think that if you build that offensive line, you give Jared Goff time, you try and make it as easy as a transition as it can be for him. I think that entails picking up an offensive lineman. Now, in fairness, I don't know the Lions depth chart receiver wise, like off the top of my head. If they're struggling receiver wise, then I can understand that pick, but it makes more sense in the longevity to go with an offensive lineman, in my opinion.
Now, Smitty, let me ask you this question.
That opinion.
Never mind. Smitty jumped right in. No, obviously, But Smitty, let me ask you a question. If you were ranking the Lions' needs for this draft coming up, how would you rank them? Like, give me your number 1 need, your number 2, and your number 3. You don't got to go through the whole list, but give me your 1, 2, and 3 in terms of draft needs and how you would draft it.
O-line. Let's see. Wide receiver and linebacker, not specifically in that order.
I agree with that too. I'm just looking at their depth chart right now. I completely forgot that the Lions don't have Marvin Jones and they lost Kenny Golladay as well. I've been like underground with studying, so no, please have some mercy on me for that.
No, listen,
There is one thing about those receivers that the Lions got right now is that they all have like you said, the ability to separate.
Yeah,
they have the ability, but they haven't proven they can. That's why they keep getting dropped out of teams. But they have the absolute ability to with their speed. I agree. My point is that I don't want people to think that I don't value the offensive line. I do. I truly do. But I think that there's a concept. I mean, in one of my scenarios, or one of my draft scenarios, one of my favorite draft scenarios it's really odd, but is trading down in the draft, picking up Tevin Jenkins in the first round, and then picking up another tackle in the second round. To that other tackle, I would move to guard to contest with Big V. To me, that's a great scenario. And then not drafting a single wide receiver because unlike Luke, I don't believe that 3rd through 7th, it's not as easy as you think to get a wide receiver. Just statistically, it does not prove.
And
If it falls
agree
best
with
player
what-
available,
Sorry, I want to let you finish. I don't want to interrupt you. Go ahead.
no, it's okay. And all I'm going to say is that we could address the wide receiver position next year. It's not the end of the world. We can address it next year. Just get that best player available. And that's the same with wide receiver. If we get a wide receiver this year, we can always finish that right tackle position next year. There's going to be great right tackles next year that we can focus on. It's not the end of the world. There's other ways to do it, or even in the second round. That's my point.
Yeah, I mean, there's some decent receivers on the board this year, especially looking second round on. It definitely starts to thin. It's so weird, like every year where it's like you look at the top 3 or 4 guys, and like all these media guys are like, oh, it's draft's loaded this year, and you're like, yeah, there's like 3 good receivers, and then it's a pretty big drop off after that. But this year,
significant drop off.
Yeah, like this year there's not some bad cats. Like the Rondale Moore kid from Purdue is an absolute savage. I'm sure you guys know who that is.
Escarich from Western Michigan.
Yeah, I was just looking at that.
Yes.
And then the kid from Clemson who keeps falling too, this Amari Rogers cat isn't bad. So like the whole point that I'm saying with that is that I kind of going along the same lines as you, Randall, where it's like you can prioritize O-line in the first round and there's still going to be some decent options for you in the second or third. But I agree with what you're saying. You look at the history of draft 3 through 7. There's a lot of, and this is kind of the thing, there's a lot of receivers that go in and out of the NFL every single year. Like there's a lot of receivers. So that means that like the saturation of that market, okay, not all of those guys are first or second round picks. There's going to be a lot of 3rd and 7th guys that you see, and the guys who make it big, like Stephon Diggs is a great example. He's drafted like the 5th or 6th round or whatever it was, right? But how many guys like that are there really out there compared to how many dudes that you draft in rounds 3 through 7 at the receiver spot who really aren't that good? Is what I'm saying making sense or no?
No, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. The percentage of getting somebody in the 3rd through 7th round isn't nearly as high as what you think it is. It's much, statistically speaking, it's much better if your chances are higher of getting the right pick. It's always a crapshoot, man. It's always going to be 50-50. With a quarterback, there's about a 65% chance that you're going to fail picking, even if he's the quarterback that you love. So the chances of them failing, they're going to fail a lot. But the stats say that if you want to get a good wide receiver, the stats say that you have a much better chance of picking them in the 1st or 2nd round.
Yeah.
As opposed to
the Steelers and the Rams is telling me to hold their beer because them goddamn receivers they got is not 1st round talent. They're not taking them in the 1st round.
They're 2nd round.
Not even Juju.
2nd round.
Juju's a 1st round cap, but like the Rams is a good example. Like
no, Juju took it in the 2nd, wasn't he?
He might have been.
I think the 1st.
He took it. Man,
I'm gonna look it up right now. You guys keep going.
Round.
Juju took it in the 2nd round, bro.
Oh, he's 62nd overall. He's in the 2nd round. You're right.
Yeah,
saying.
And Claypool was the 3rd round. You could name a lot of them. I'm saying that, but the stats say it's not as easy as you think it is. For all those receivers that you picked that were right, there's 10 that are wrong. Right, as opposed to a wide receiver that you pick in the 1st or 2nd round. For everyone that you get right, there's going to be 1 or 2 that are wrong.
Yeah, right? That's what I'm saying. Like it's a really heavily saturated market. Like when you think about the receiver position, we all know somebody, I guarantee you, who has some serious athletic talent, who played D1 in college, who could probably sniff the league for a little bit. Like there's a ton of dudes in the NFL who come in 3 through 7 who are receivers, as opposed to like that staple offensive lineman like a Sewell or a Slater that you look at that you're like, those 2 guys are legit. I know they're legit, and I know they're going to be good for 5 to 6 years until I got to sign them and then you start getting into, okay, what are they going to cost me down the road? But that's kind of why I look at Sewell or Slater, and I'm like, man, like when you look at who's available receiver wise, there's some cats who could fall into the 2nd round who could be legit and who are going to be there for Detroit with their 2nd round pick. Might not be this like that. I don't think it'll be the same at the tackle position, and that's why I'd pick Sewell or Slater. You're not going to be able to find a dude like Sewell or Slater in the 2nd round.
You know what I'm saying? I don't care. Like
that part, I kind of disagree because there's a lot of.
Wait a minute now. What about Jenkins from?
Jenkins not going to fall to the 2nd.
Is Jenkins going to be?
Is he the TCU late 1st round?
Is he the TCU guy?
No, he's Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State. Kevin Jenkins.
He's going to be mid to late first round.
Yeah, Luke, you and I watched him, right?
Yeah, we did the film study, and he was basically bullying everybody to the sideline.
Yeah, Darashar was the guy we were not.
I actually have him ranked higher. I have him ranked higher than Rashad Slater, in my opinion. Tevin Chase
he's legit.
To me.
Yeah,
he's ranked higher than Rashad Slater, in my opinion.
So here's the thing, though. So like, and this is the way that I think about it. Like, if I'm in the Lions position, right, and I'm looking at that number 7th overall, and on the board in our hypothetical, we had Jamar Chase, Devontae Smith, Sewell, Slater, right? Those tackles are available. Do I want to roll the dice and think, I'll settle for Jenkins in the 2nd if he's there, or I can pick.
No. That's where I agree with you.
I might have misread it. Hold up, my bad.
No. So what I'm saying is like, okay, well, when you draft best player available, you're drafting somebody that you love.
Yeah.
So if you're going to draft someone, it's better for me to just because there's people in the 1st round that they love. There's people in the 2nd round that they love. There's people in the 3rd round that they love. To me, it's better if they just, and this is I'm not saying that this is the truth, but if they love Jamar Chase better than they love Rashad Slater, that's okay. It's okay to pick him because if you go to the 2nd round and you love somebody and that person that, like, say, an Alex Leatherwood or an Eichenberg from Notre Dame or Dylan Raduns and they fall to the 2nd round and you love them, it's better to pick 2 guys that you love than to pick one guy that you like and then the other guy that you cut. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I like that logic. I get what you're saying. I like that logic. You know who else is like?
Let me just show you. Let me
just
show this really quick because this is the kind of stuff that I'm talking about, and this is what we've been dealing with for years. That's the part I don't agree with you, man. Wait a minute. I didn't say anything when you. I was quiet, bro. I said nothing. Okay. They love Jelani Tavai. That's why they took him. They love Will Harris. That's why they took him. They love
reach. It was a reach.
Which guy was a reach?
In your opinion. But they loved him.
Jelani Tavai.
They love him.
I get you on that. And when we're terrible at your job, you're gonna fail.
Right. But when
you're like really bad at what you're
doing. But what we both agreed on, Luke, is getting it right. We're both assuming that we're going to get it right.
Right, but what I'm saying is this idea of they love. I'm just looking at it from this standpoint. To me, I don't see us getting a legitimate talent at the right tackle spot that's going to be on the level of a Slater or Sewell. I just don't. But
I'm telling you, there's scouts that say differently. They are saying that this tackle draft is deep enough to where you can go in the 2nd or even 3rd round.
You know why? But you know why though? You know why? This is
especially the right tackle position.
But this is the smoke screen season right now.
Oh, that's very true.
That's also true.
Did you see that? Did you see that?
True with wide receivers.
Did you see that article that they had? No, it is. I agree that it is true. Like if you you got to understand. I've been saying for months that Jamar Chase was the best receiver in his class. When everybody was like, get Devontae Smith, and I was like, he's not even the best receiver on his own damn team.
No, he's not. Jalen Waddle.
So
that's how Jalen Waddle is just crazy.
So I've always been consistent in my views on things because I try to stay objective as possible, and I try to just use what I have in terms of information and history that support it. But I'm just saying that this whole thing of falling in love, everybody we drafted, they was in love with. They was in love with Teez Tabor. They was in love, because you talking about taking guys in the 1st and 2nd round. Look who you could have had. Like we took Eric Ebron. You could have had Aaron Donald. You could have had.
Don't remind me of that.
Odell Beckham Jr. You could have had. You could have had Odell Beckham Jr. And so you go down this list of what they fall in love with. What I love about this new group, this new front office, is that it's about being cohesive. How they want the talent. They want the talent, but they also want the talent that makes sense for the team's needs.
Yeah, that's going to fit in. I agree.
And so I just look at it and I say, look, I don't have to worry about this no more because first thing I thought about when we got Patricia, and I said to myself, I don't know what qualifying for this, but whatever. And he went out and he did, just telling the truth. He went out and took over in 2008. Where's that damn draft at? No, what year he took over? 2000.
It's like 16, 16. Yeah, because it would have been right after the Falcons.
Right. And so the first thing they did was they took Taylor Decker. And I'm like, oh, okay, all right. And then they went and they did more trench work. And I said, yo, now we talking. Because now at this point, although I hated the A'Shawn Robinson pick, I wanted Reed, but he went to Seattle, so I was still good.
Oh, Jerron Reed or whatever?
Yeah, I wanted him.
That cat's a freak.
A'Shawn Robinson was
from Alabama.
Yeah, Jerron Reed. Isn't A'Shawn from Alabama too?
Yeah. They took the wrong D tackle.
That D line was so sick. I'm
sorry.
Though,
but I'm saying, but just look at it though. They took Decker, Graham Glasgow, and they took Joe Dow, and then you come back the next year, right? They still was telling themselves, okay, we gotta do some things. So they added a receiver because they was gonna try to move on from that other receiver.
They got KG in third.
But you start to look at like all the other people that they could have had. It just looks different. Now I'm not knocking it. Now if I'm ranking the Lions' needs in order from first to the worst, the first three, safety is number one, but there's not a safety worthy of us taking in the top 7. It just isn't. Number 2
in the first round.
Number 2 is linebacker. Because I know everybody wants to look at it a little bit different, but for me, when I look at the linebacker position, I'm like, bro, is Alex Alonso gonna stay healthy this whole season? Is he gonna? Because he's been hurt every year. I was like, shit, he always hurt, but that's only $1.75 million. So I'll take his hurt ass problems. It's only $1.75 million. But then,
but is there a linebacker worthy of the first round? I don't think so.
But that's my problem. See, so now we back to the other damn problem. I don't have a linebacker that's needed. The next thing that we have as a big need for me is number 3, which is wide receiver. But here's where I showed you this to say this. Here's where I just kind of differ because I say I'm probably not going to get another Tyron Smith, or I'm not going to get Orlando Pace in the second or third round. I'm just not.
Yeah,
I'm not getting those guys.
That's the part where we disagree, because I honestly see good talent in that.
Just give me somebody that we can get. Okay, give me somebody that we can get at the right tackle position and say like the second or third round. Give me one.
That's the perfect Dylan Reduns or Reduns, whatever his name is. Alex Leatherwood, Eichenberg.
Yeah.
Those are solid. Those are really, and they're literally projected to be plug and play right tackles. And like I told you before, Luke, if we were talking about a left tackle, this would be an entirely different conversation. The right tackle is a specific skill set. It's a different skill set than the left tackle. You don't need as much athleticism on the right tackle position. You would need to be more of a mauler. You need to be someone that's just out there to be nasty. That's what the right tackle position. So
your theory kind of goes along the lines of the value of that position doesn't equate to a 7th overall pick. Is that what you're saying?
It doesn't have to necessarily do it. That's what I'm saying. It does. You can by all the stats. Like I was telling Luke, 75% of the league at the right tackle position is drafted in the second round or later. The top 10 of the top 10. Offensive lines in the NFL, 8 of them have guys that were drafted right tackles in the second round or further or later. The left tackle position is, like I told Luke, 25 out of the 32 teams, 25 of them were drafted in the first round. If you want a good left tackle, you better get him in the first round. 100% agree with that. But the right tackle is a different position and does not require necessarily. You can get a Pro Bowl caliber tackle in the second round. That's what the stats say, and that's what I'm going by.
Well, like I said, man, I don't think we picked high enough in the second to be like
we're only 7th, I believe. It's only
I got it on the screen. We got the 9th pick 41 in the second round. You know,
I think Eichenberg. I think Eichenberg, Reduns.
Eichenberg is a guard. Eichenberg is a guard, 100%.
He's also right. He's a plug and play right tackle. Did you look at the scouting report?
Okay,
he's a plug and play right tackle.
Fuck that scouting report. I'm telling you, he's a guard. I'm telling you, he's a guard. I've been saying that Okuda's a safety for a while. Y'all gonna see it soon enough. Don't worry about it. It's coming.
I do have a question for you, Luke, because I know you're a Texas guy as well. What do you think of the Cosme kid?
I like Cosme, but you know my problem with Cosme is
Cosme's another one. Athletic.
Yeah, but see, I watch Texas football real hard because that's like I watch Texas football and I love Michigan State football. So them are two I really watch hard.
Joe Green.
The minute somebody with some speed go at Cosme with some speed and some power, they don't even got to have a pass rush move. Just have speed. They always set his ass up to anchor that foot, and then they just bull through him. And that's a problem for me.
And because it can be taught, though. It can be taught. You can teach that.
When you gonna hold on. When is you gonna teach him when he got to go against Khalil Mack? He's gonna end up having to go against freaking what's the guy over there and on the Vikings?
Khalil Mack on the other side? Isn't Khalil Mack on the other side?
No, Khalil Mack is everywhere. They don't.
Khalil Mack plays wherever you want.
Yeah, they're not assigning him.
You know what I'm saying?
You're right about that.
I'm talking about that other damn DN, that DN over there in freaking Minnesota. What's the damn DN name? Daniels. Man,
I know. Danielle Hunter.
Danielle Hunter, that guy. Thank you. Him. Man, this dude about to get a real rude awakening. Y'all thought Okuda got a rude awakening with Devontae Adams. Wait till you see it.
You know what, Luke? I actually like that argument because when you're looking at drafting a guy for, and especially a position like tackle, because Randall, this kind of goes into what you're saying as well, because of like the value of that pick, right? For my team, if I don't value right, and this is just a hypothetical, if you don't value right tackle as much as you do left tackle, or value right tackle as much as you do receiver, then it makes sense to go with another position. However, when you look at who you're going to see 2 times a year, and if you're the Lions and you're going to see, for a fact, you're going to see Khalil Mack, 52 in the backfield 2 times a year. You're going to see the Williams brothers out in Green Bay. You're going to see them 2 times a year. They ain't bad. And then you're going to see as well Danielle Hunter and the Vikings, and those cats know how to play football. Then it makes sense to up the value of that position, and therefore you pick a tackle over a receiver in at the 7th overall.
I 100% agree with you, but my argument is that first year, you're talking about the first year here, where actually Dosa Dion had a great stat that I paid that's really, it's very accurate. Your first year as a left tackle or a right tackle, you're not going to get the stats say you're not going to get as high a rating as what Crosby did. Like, you're just not going to get it. Their first year, they're gonna have some growing pains. Whether it's Penei Sewell, whether it's Rashad Slater, whether it's anybody, they're going to get burnt by Mac in that first year. Yeah. It's a learning curve, and Cosme has that skill set. He has enough of a skill set, enough of a talent, that potential talent to be able to be coached eventually to where he will learn. That first year, like I said, you're right. He's going to struggle, but the odds say that so is Sewell, so is Rashad Slater. When they go up against that pro talent, it's hard. That second year and third year is when a left tackle or right tackle make that leap into being very good. That's when you actually see, the fruits, the reward of what you're getting.
Yeah. I agree with that. The only pushback that I would have to that argument is that, and again, it kind of goes back to that philosophy of how you build your football team. And you can either go off of the numbers, right, which is kind of what we're getting at here, the odds of that tackle being able to play with legitimate pro cats his first year is not going to be the best. Oh my God, what else was I going to say? Oh, the other thing that basically tying into that was you evaluate the talent. The other way that you can look at it is evaluating the talent and believing in the coaching staff you have to get that dude coached up and ready to go. That's kind of the guys that I know who have dabbled.
And I have every confidence in that offense. The staff that he's brought in is another reason why I think we're a 7-9 win team, because they're going to coach up. Just say that defensive side, people are on that defensive side. To be perfectly honest with you, I wouldn't give a shit if we didn't draft a single defensive person this year, just because of the weakness of the defense. I wouldn't care if we went all offense. I would not care, because by default, the second that Matt Patricia stepped out of this building, the defense got better. And the second that the second that all these other guys,
Patricia leaves and they're all in the locker room like, you guys feel better? I feel way better. Personally.
Yes, I agree. Listen, it's funny because when Patricia got fired, Smitty hit me like a few messages like, they got him. He's gone. You'd have thought we just got Bin Laden all over again, bro. He was so happy.
I tell you what, I could have sworn I saw Jeff Okuda dancing like David danced. Bad foot and all.
But listen,
that's so funny.
Listen, I do appreciate everybody for rocking with us. I'm glad that we got up to 75. We had 105 in here at one point.
crushing it, man.
Yeah, so appreciate y'all for rocking with us. First of all, let me tell y'all, I got 2 MVPs today. Smitty came through because first Smitty came through for the show, but then Smitty sat back and said, "This is getting good. Where my popcorn at?" Right? And Randall, for 100% saying, "I want to come in here and talk football. It's not personal. It's just football. I disagree with you, and I want to destroy your argument." And I love every freaking set of it. Every bit of it.
He came prepared, man. I respect the shit.
I love that kind of shit. I do. Like when he came, I'm like, okay, that's some good arguments, but let me just go back and get to the basics here. Like I've always been a person that anytime I have any kind of conversation, I simply look at the what is and what now. And so for me, I always look at our in division matchups, and I look at the history. Yeah. So I know we've had some dope receiving cores. We've like had that before, but it wasn't like, to me, if you look at that Lions team, that Kevin Glover, Lomas Brown team, man, that team had a line.
Top 5 offensive line. That was a top 5 offensive line.
And they got to the NFC Championship, and now we had
freaking Kramer.
So the team that impressed me even more was the 95 team. The 95 team, that offensive line had 2 first-team All-Pros on it. 2 first-team All-Pros. And they had the number 1 offense. They had sorry-ass Scott Mitchell as their quarterback. Probably the most immobile quarterback in the history of the game. And somehow that fool threw for almost 4,500 yards. Jeez. That was an insane team right there.
Now, just so you're getting a lot of love and praise in the chat, and you should. You came in ready to rock and roll. I'm gonna get you back on, because you're gonna disagree with something else, so it's gotta happen. But I'm gonna give everybody a chance to get their final thoughts. Cam, I know you got done with finals, so I'll give you a chance to give your final thoughts first. What do you have for the people? First of all, let me thank you for coming on, because it's I love talking to Cam. Me and Cam is like, I'm almost sure, like even though if you look at our skin, you can see the resemblance. I'm pretty sure that we're the same person. We are brothers, and we were born from different parents. I'm pretty sure it happened.
Wouldn't doubt it for a second.
Go ahead, man. Get the people your final thoughts, man. Are y'all doing a live tonight?
Yeah, that was the first thing I was going to say. If any of you guys want to roll through, we're literally going live in like 8 minutes. I know it would mean a lot to the Hook guys. If you rolled through, it'll be live on my channel.
I'm down.
Yeah, just roll through.
Where's that again? I'm sorry.
It's on the Hook Cam. Just check out the Hook Cam on Twitter. You guys can see the logo. It'll be right there. I'm trying to think of how else I can plug it, but I'm going live right now.
Actually, your channel is linked in my description right now. It's always linked. Well, every video, your channel is linked. I make sure of that. 100%.
So anyway, no. I'm going live here in a couple of minutes. So roll through if you guys would like. Secondly, I love where this Detroit team is headed. Like I said, I've been underground for the last like 3 weeks, so I haven't really been catching up. But from what I've seen from them, I like what they're doing. I think that this 7th pick will say a lot, but I think regardless, even if they do go with a high level receiver, I think that the future is still going to be bright in Detroit. Hopefully I would love to see Sewell over there, just because I think he's an absolute stud. But anyway, going live. Thanks for having me on. I got to hop out like right now.
Man,
but
that's why I wanted to get you off, man. So go ahead.
Yeah. Appreciate all you guys. I'll see you soon. Oh, Luke, I'll hit you up because we got to do some stuff for draft day.
Yes, sir.
All right, folks.
Hey, I want to be involved in that, man. I want to see some stuff.
Oh yeah. We're gonna be. I have no idea what's gonna happen, but I know some shit's gonna go down, and everybody should be.
Right. All right. Next up, man, we're gonna have our. I'm calling him the champ because he came in throwing punches. I mean, a few lefts, a few rights, and I was like, okay, I got to bob and weave a little bit more. That is my other guest, Randall Flagg, and he threw a flag on the play with my ass quickly. So tell the people your final thoughts, man.
I just want to thank everybody. First of all, I want to thank you, man, just for giving me the opportunity to state my case, man. That 100%. There's a lot of people out there just don't do that, and I really appreciate it. You didn't have to listen to me. I'm just another dude to chat. So I appreciate that.
We're the same person. We the same person. So I'm gonna listen to you. I hear what y'all saying. I try to follow what y'all saying. I just
I thank everybody in chat too, even ones that call me crazy. I don't mind. It's all good. It's all love. I ain't mad at you. Like I said, I can see where you guys are coming from, but I'm just trying to give you an alternative. It's not my basic thing on all of this is don't think it's the end of the world if we pick a wide receiver. It's not, man. There's more than one way to get this team good. So don't freak out if we get a wide receiver or if we get someone else besides an offensive tackle. I have every confidence that this regime knows what it's doing. All right?
I got to do this because I'm Patty.
Thank you, delusional Lions fan, for calling me delusional. Since you're delusional too, I'll take that as a compliment.
100%. Smitty, the real MVP, who basically said, "Oh no, this is getting good." Yeah, I saw him in the chat the entire time cracking jokes. He's like, "Bro, I got popcorn." He's like, I got some tea over here.
I was multitasking. Come on, man.
Hey, I see you, bro. Thank you for coming in here, man. Give the people your final thoughts.
Just one. Just one.
Go ahead, sir.
We might be going through a rebuild. We might be going through a
I call it a renovation.
We might be going through a retool, but just remember, it might not be the retool or rebuild that you want, and you're just going to have to handle it.
100%. And I think that it's fair to not get upset. It's not much that the Lions can do. I'm just telling you there's not much that they can do. But if you look at it, I'm looking at it in terms of a move that goes years down the road. The Lions, they stay at 7, they take a receiver. You can't kill them on that because it is a need, right? You can't kill them for that. Mm-hmm. I think the more sensible, logical, smart one, say they take the tackle because it's harder to find them damn tackles than it is to find them receivers in these drafts. But I just appreciate being able to talk football with people who want to talk football and have fun and do it. It was so much fun to just do it 100%. Let me take my Patty card off the damn screen. My bad. But yeah, it's one of the things that we should be excited about when it comes to this team. Y'all know me. I can't end the show without doing it on a positive note. Okay. Today's positive word comes from the internet because I have no clue who said this, but I love every bit of it. And today, this quote serves better point, especially with Randall coming in here and saying, "Look, this is hostile environment. At least I feel like it could be." But it says, "You get tested the most when it's time for you to get elevated. Don't break." See, some of y'all out here breaking on bullshit. Some of y'all out here giving up on the easiest task. It's too difficult. I don't want to go and do this. I've done it already. Yo, why would I do this? This is never going to work. That's breaking. I'm going to challenge you to do more than just break. I'm going to challenge you to break somebody else. Push yourself beyond your own abilities to break habits of sitting there and letting things pass you by. You don't have to worry about people seeing what you do. You were being tested the moment you were born. From the very first breath that you took to the very last breath that you're going to take, somebody's going to test you. The only question is are you prepared to take the test? I often tell myself that if the test is going to be taken in any form of fashion, sometimes it always helps to know that I'm willing to take the challenge. People, do not break because you are now elevating yourself to new levels and new heights. Accept the challenge, pick it up, and run with it. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for rocking with me. We've been on longer than per usual, but it was too much damn fun to pass up, and I had to take advantage of it. And as always, don't be no chump, please. Please do your research. Gentlemen, y'all don't got to leave the chat just yet. Just hold on. We're going to go off the air. Y'all be safe out there. And as always, man, I love you. Thank y'all for 2,000 subscribers. If you have not subscribed, please do so. Appreciate it.